Yep, this is Jill of the South.
Hi.
Hi. I was calling in because, well, I held my cell phone for about 2 hours so with my show, but it's easier to talk to you than it is to type everything as quickly as I'm thinking it. I needed to tell you something. You do have abilities. You came into them very early, but guess what? You have angels you're ignoring.
I know.
I called in to tell you that. You have other angels that want to work with you, and you're ignoring them. You think it's in your head, and it's not. So I called in to let you know.
Oh, thank you. So it's not all mental. Right?
It's not what?
It's not all mental.
No, it's not mental at all. What it is that I'm looking at when you were little, people trying to shut you down, the abilities to be shut down.
Yeah.
And, getting in trouble for that sort of thing. And I went through the same thing, so I felt a connection. I said, oh, and then got tapped on the shoulder. That's the angels. Okay, tell her she's not working with us. And I was like, okay. Patience. And I know you know the word patience. I have to bring it up, though. Patience and perseverance is difficult for you because you have so much stuff going on right now. And your world seems to be ever-changing, and that's getting on your last nerve. And if you could just kind of, like the ocean, you're by the ocean. Well, you're in the desert, but, you've been to the ocean. You know what I mean?
I'm from the ocean.
Yeah, see, me too. So you know how you glide along the waves and you just don't fight it because if you do, let's think of a riptide for a second since they're showing me riptide. Now, if you just go with the flow, you won't drown. But if you don't, what happens?
You'll drown and you get drifted out.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like 500 miles away from wherever, civilization, and you're drowning. So that's what's happening here is that those things earlier on for you really did some damage, some major damage. And you have been trying so hard to work through that. But you know what? What you're forgetting is to ask your angels to help because they can't do anything unless you ask them to, unless it's to save your life. And it's no coincidence that I'm here. As a matter of fact, I shut down. I shut down. I was going to go do something else, actually, and then go to bed. And I came back on, and I saw this. I said, I'm drawn to go in there. I don't know why, but I'm trying to go in there. So here I am.
Well, I had the feeling because when I saw your picture, I was like, uh-oh, she knows that I know that she knows. That's why it was amazing. I was just like, I just knew it. I was like, oh, no.
Oh, and I have another thing to tell you, too. You've been calling out with your heart, and I'm talking about the spiritual heart, but you're looking for the spiritual other part of it. I'm talking about a spirit relationship, which would be also a love relationship. And I'm looking at what you would consider failures, 1, 2, 3, in the past. But it's coming. You have to just be a little more patient. Just wait a little bit longer. That connection. It's a connection to where they understand you. And you've been waiting for that forever.
Well, I just gave up on it. I just kind of gave up on that.
Well,
I don't believe in it anymore.
No, you do. It's in your heart. You've buried it. You put bricks up. It's like whatever. You kind of walled yourself in, and now you're kind of just, writing on the wall. Okay, well, that didn't work, and no. Why is this all happening to me? This sucks. And this is exactly what I'm getting, though. And actually, it's to make you
different,
Yeah, well, it's to make you stronger, but also it's to pull you forward faster, if that makes any sense to you, because you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of stuff to do online, too. You have clients to see. You have things that you really need to be doing. And you've kind of been in a little ditch, I would say, kind of like in a funk, if you will. And, now it's time to come out of that.
Well, very good, yeah. I mean, I was doing what I was supposed to. I was starting to. And then
you got sidetracked.
Yeah, and then...
Or derailed. That's what I want to say. There should be a train going off the track and derailed. Yeah, you got derailed. It was kind of a harsh thing. But it was more than one incident, though, that caused all that. It was like a series of things almost seeming all at once. Like 1, 2, 3, on down the line.
Yeah.
This has been going on for the last 2 years.
Yes.
I'm looking at 24 months really hit hard.
it's been constant, like constant life changes. Like one
exactly.
after the other. So it hasn't.
But if you notice, when you come up out of this, though, your vibrational level is higher and higher and higher and higher. And there's things that your mind will race, and you'll say, okay, now what? Because I know I can do this now. I know I can do that now. What else? What am I going to do now? In other words, which direction do I go in now? What do I do now? And that's where your guides and your angels and stuff like that come in. You have to quiet yourself sometimes. And it's hard because your mind races at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's always going.
Is yours like that?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's hard to shut that off. I know that you do this too.
About the Baileys, because I was like, I need to do it because I can't I need to sleep.
Right. Well, the thing is, I sit here and I write. Well, I do channelings and stuff too. We'll write those down when they come through. But I just call myself a sentinel. I'm just used to it. I can't have caffeine or anything like that, so I don't have that advantage. I can't drink, alcohol or anything like that. I don't do that. I have lupus, and that's why.
I just decided.
I can't even have like one drop that would make me very sick. But I think that that's just something that's on my path. And whatever you can do, that's great. I can't even have wine. That is so terrible.
I can't have wine either.
Wine makes my stomach burn and makes me ill. So.
Well, this is just like a teaspoon in my coffee, and I can already feel it. That's how bad it is. I was like, oh.
Well, everything will start slowing down, but you have to just, go, and it's hard for you to meditate because you won't be still. I'm looking at that too. It's like you'll start to meditate, and then it's like, oh, I forgot to do that, or I forgot to do this, and you're always like, go, 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 go. And your mind is like that too. You sleep with your eyes wide shut. It's like your eyes are closed, but still, the big motion picture is still going on in your head. And I do the same thing.
Yeah, that one.
I do the same thing.
It's like you're awake the whole time.
Pick up.
Oh, I am picked up, Carol.
Am I there? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was like,
oh, my note. I said you're unmuted.
No, I wasn't by the computer. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. No, I didn't want to interrupt her talking to you. I just didn't want to interrupt. That's all.
Oh, no problem. She's all, pick up.
I just called to give her a spanking. Yeah, I just came in and called to give her a spanking. I just met her, and they told me, okay, tell her this and tell her this and tell her this, and I'm like, okay.
Well, I've been fighting it. So.
Well, I'm going to have to come to your show. I added your show to my favorites. I'm going to have to come to your show.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have 2 of them, and tonight, as Blog Talk would have it, I won't say luck, I'll say Blog Talk as BTR would have it, we had the first Angelic Sound radio show tonight, and there were a lot of people that are in the room that were there, but we had 30 minutes of silence. 30 minutes. And that was Blog Talk's fault. Yeah, so I had to delete the whole entire show. But it was a great show anyway. There was a lot of things that happened there, and meeting of guardian angels and stuff like that. It was really, a lot of fun. It was really enlightening. And the angels always do that kind of stuff, though. So it was cool. But I had to delete it because who's going to listen to 30 minutes of silence? I mean, really. And then the sound quality was really bad. So it's like, uh-oh. It wasn't meant to be heard, I don't think, by anybody except for the ones that were there. And sometimes that happens.
Yeah, well, they say there's no coincidences.
Right, or accidents or anything like that. That's what I was telling her. I was drawn to come in here, but I had already shut down. And something said, go back online. I was like, oh, no. You know how you whine, especially when you're tired. But no, I don't want to go back online.
I was really going to turn it off, and I wasn't going to have the show at all.
Yeah.
And something kept saying, just do it. And I just went ahead and started. And even though the chat wasn't working, I just.
Oh, see, mine wasn't either.
Oh, it wasn't?
I think they've been having problems all week. They've been having problems all week.
Probably because it's growing. They have to update or.
They have to get some bigger servers.
Yeah, something where they're going to have to. Yeah, what is it called? Upgrade?
Let's manifest that they get bigger servers and they upgrade. Yeah, there you go. The upgrading is good.
Yeah, because there's more and more people joining, and it's like more and more
hundreds
shows.
A day.
And I think that's why the shows are starting to mess up.
Yeah.
Because they're growing.
Yeah, and you'll be ready for your show, and it'll be like 2 minutes before your show comes on, and this is what happened to me. the chat wouldn't come up, and I was like, oh, no. And I had set it up 30 minutes in advance. I had clicked it, and I was like, it's still not here, it's still not here. I said, now what? And so I set the show up 30 more minutes. In other words, I set it for 11:30 instead of 11. But Blog Talk didn't get that in time, and the show was streaming. That's where the 30 minutes of silence came in. It wasn't streaming, or was streaming rather, and I thought it wasn't, so thank God I was muted. You would be able to hear music in the background, and, well, it might have been entertaining. I don't know. But anyway, that's where the 30 minutes of silence came in, and because they were streaming and I wasn't. And then I wondered why I didn't hear Blog Talk Radio. You know how when your show starts you hear it? I didn't hear the countdown or any of that. I was like, okay, something is really wrong here. And then when I went back and I listened, I was like, wait a minute, where's the show? And so what I did is I clicked on it and I went up a little bit, and it was like 32 minutes into it. Then there was, all of the noise and everything. And I was like, okay. And then the quality of the talking was bad.
Having problems. Yes, there's been a lot of no chats. There's been a lot of static. There's just, I don't think they're keeping up with the demand. I think is what could be the problem, too. I mean, I'm on MySpace. And when that happened, because they had so many people and everybody's sites were messing up and everything was going down. I don't know if you're on MySpace.
It's terrible.
I'm on MySpace.
I'm on MySpace. My son is a rap artist, and he's on MySpace too. He couldn't be there without his mommy, so no, he's on there too, and I'm on there.
You'll have to put in your MySpace if you want to put it up there. If you want people to come to your MySpace.
Okay.
You can put a link in the room, but it's when MySpace started to get really big, they didn't account for how big it was getting, especially this political season.
Oh, and so quickly. Because I got here in October, and as a matter of fact, I think I came in October 13th was the very first time I ever even heard of Blog Talk, let alone seen it. And then my first show was sometime in October. I can't remember the exact date, but anyway, I've been here ever since. It feels like I've been here forever, though. Here ever since, and it's gotten even bigger since I've been here.
Well, and this is what could be happening to BTR. Is the same thing that happened to MySpace, is that they just couldn't keep up with the amount of, because it's a free service, they just could not keep up with the amount of people that were signing up.
Oh, I know. And there's other places like it, too.
Sorry, my phone does that weird little beeping.
Oh, it's you. Oh,
it's my phone. I don't know why.
It's already starting.
I did not know what that was.
I'm sorry, that's my cordless phone. For some reason, I don't know why it does that, so I'm sorry. Whenever I get near the computer, that's why when I'm talking, I walk away from the computer, because it makes that weird beeping sound. My
cell phone doesn't beep, or what it does, it doesn't click or beep. I'm on my cell phone right now, but if I don't turn my speakers off, what happens is it will screech. You'll get that feedback sound like a bad microphone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's horrible. Yeah, it's bad. So it's like I have to turn my speakers off so people can hear me. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to come to your show, because there's a few things I want to talk about. I don't think you want to talk about it tonight.
I'm glad you stopped. I'm glad you called in and stuff.
I am too.
I needed to hear that. No, I didn't want to hear it, but I needed to hear it.
Well, actually, me and Rose became friends on here. Yeah, me and Rose became friends on here. So.
Oh, I've met a lot of wonderful people on here. I can't believe how many, light beings are here. So many people, and that spark of the divine that's in everybody, but they just let it shine, and I'm really glad that I came. And actually it was weird because I got something in my email regarding Blog Talk Radio, and I was like, what is that? I've never heard of it before. Pal Talk I had heard of, and believe me, that is far, far into my past. But I had heard of that and left that alone a long time ago.
Oh, I was in Blog Talk a lot.
Oh, Pal Talk?
Yeah, Pal Talk, yeah.
Oh, Pal Talk was something else. And then, if you noticed, it became real cliquish. And then people it got terrible. And the energy was so negative. I mean, you could cut it with a chainsaw, and I said, okay, I have to get out of here.
Well, that's the way AOL got. That's the way, and my 20-year-old would say, I have a 20-year-old son, and he'd say AOL's evil. It's evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said it's bad for your computer. It's evil.
I'm not going to tell you what my brother calls AOL. I think you probably caught that. Yeah, I'm not saying it, though.
Maybe you saw me in there. My nick was Spirited Rose on there. I don't know if you knew.
See what?
My nick on Pell Talk was Spirited Rose.
Oh.
So I don't know if you ever saw me.
Actually, this is the very first time. And like I said, I don't believe in coincidence or accidents or anything like that.
How weird. Isn't that bizarre? Right.
No, and like I said, I closed down my browser and everything. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm tired. And tired, not sleepy, but tired. And I said, okay, I'm done, you know. And I had to delete the show and all that kind of thing. I had to listen to that.
Probably
and I was
more
like, okay,
aggravated with the whole computer and the whole. Yeah, if I had to delete a show, I'd you know.
Well, and it was the first one for Angelic Realm Radio too. But like I said, you know, I was comforted by the notion that it was just simply for those that were there tonight. There was somebody there, or a lot of people there that, you know, came that needed something, and they got what they needed, and that's what I was assured, you know, with. So I felt good about it. That, you know, at first I was a little bit irritated. I have two of them.
Oh, do you? I'll have to come check out and make sure I have both of them. So on your
show,
do you talk? Go ahead. I'll let you talk about your show.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was going to ask about your shows. Do people call in and do you do readings when they call in, or do you bring up something that you know that they want to ask about?
I do that.
Oh, do
I
you?
do that. I have a show in paranormal section, and also then one on the spirituality side, which the angels kind of pulled me over to that side too. So I have two shows. And actually I do readings. It just depends on what the show is about. I have a lot of guests that come on. So on the ISI radio is Inner Sanctum Immortalis, and that's on the paranormal side. And then ARR, which is Angelic Realm Radio, is on the spirituality side. And poor Dev is saying that she didn't know where I was at anymore. I'm still at ISI. I still have that show, and I still host that show, but I also have the new one. And so I have to split my time now between both shows.
Yeah, I'm really glad I found this program or this site.
You have a guest, Rose. We have a problem with some guests, so that's why Rose has to be careful.
You know what I do is I really go into my inner self and into prayer and meditation before I choose a guest, or before I ask someone to come, you know, to the show and to be on there.
I believe like it's only, you know, spirit-led stuff and.
Right, and, you know, there would be some shows that I would do completely alone, you know, or not do a show at all. It just depends. So far, so good. Yeah, I've been listening.
Rose, you have a guest in the room.
Oh.
We've been banning him because we've had problems. She's had problems with guests previously.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we always tell them, and I know you guys do too, that if, you know, they're a guest, they can sign up. Like on the show tonight, I said, if you're a guest, you know, you can sign up on blogtalkradio.com.
And they can participate.
You know, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the guests that come in, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them are actually blog talkers, normal blog talkers, and they just don't want you to know that they're in the room. Yeah. I mean,
that's right,
I know you feel that. I feel it too.
Yeah, you
but,
too.
Yeah, I already know that. It's like they're wearing a mask, and it's okay.
Especially when it's like
I
midnight.
don't mind. And I don't mind if people know I'm going into psychic rooms. I really don't. It doesn't bother me because if you don't believe in it, then you know what? You don't have to because I believe in it totally.
Where I have a problem is like what you were saying. It's since I was little, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this constant battle.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like, you know, I wanted to tell
like
you.
Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. No, you can't.
It's with your mother, though. Your mother seems to be the one that was standoffish about it and the one that didn't want you to say these. Were you raised Catholic?
No.
Okay, Catholicism's around you. It's past life or it's something to do with you now. But I'm looking at a rosary.
My grandparents were very strict Catholics, but I wasn't raised in it, but they were.
I'm getting a male energy with this. And, what looks to be a blood red rosary. It has beautiful red crystal beads on it, and it has a silver crucifix at the end. Yeah. And that's what I'm getting from that. As a matter of fact, you know, this person is male, like I said, male energy coming in, and went to some sort of a mission looking at some sort of a mission church. It looked like an old mission that they went to. And do you know anything about San Bernardino?
Yeah.
Okay, does that connect
Santa
you
Barbara,
at all?
San Bernardino.
Okay. They're bringing up San Bernardino for some reason. I wouldn't know. You would. No, this is for you, not me. But it's a male energy.
Okay.
And they're showing me the rosary really big in front of my face. So it's like, okay. So if they were Catholic. I'm thinking, is this on your mother's side? Because it's looking like grandfather who's coming through here.
It'd be my father's, my grandma's side.
This is somebody on your mom's side. I'm looking at maternal.
Someone in the chat room says, oh, I have that rosary.
Oh, maybe.
Angel has the rosary, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and I'll read for everybody. You guys, what I get? No, people come through all the time, and when I'm looking at maternal, I'm looking at an older man, an elderly man, as a matter of fact. He looks to be like maybe 70. That's what he looks like, and he's in a dark suit, and I'm looking at the rosary that was held up in front of my face, and as a matter of fact, that was his. And I'm looking at for a while in the middle of his life, there was a lot of faith there. It's like he pulled away. In his later years, he went back to his faith and his beliefs. And I don't know who that's for. If it's not for you, I don't know who it's for, but it's for somebody.
Yeah. Maybe
well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if you could be talking about my son's father.
Okay, he looks very silver-headed. Very gray-headed is what I'm looking at. Not like stooped or bent over or anything like that, but very gray-headed and tall. I'm looking at about 6'1", something like that. Very tall.
That's the way his father was that, yeah. And see,
okay, and he's connected to Catholicism.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's then it's probably you. I have two of you on the phone with me. Oh my gosh! And I'm the one that called. I volunteered for this assignment.
Well, no, I shouldn't have called in. I shouldn't have called in. I didn't think it would confuse anything.
No, it's fine.
Now,
it's fine.
Angel thinks it could be her though, so I'm.
Well, she might have a rosary like it, but this person is connected to someone that I'm getting energy from, and I have you guys both on the phone with me. And normally, whenever I do readings, I don't really have to see or hear the person. As far as I do it on message boards and stuff. It's really weird, or through email.
I think when you said that my son's dad, his father, my son's father was raised very strict Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And his father was, I was trying to think, I'm sorry, I heard something come on the TV. I'm sorry.
When he got away from his family, he left the church. He wasn't excommunicated. He voluntarily just said, enough of this.
He was angry. He was mad with the church, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And then when he got older, like before his death, I would say maybe about 10 years before his death, he started to re-embrace the Mother, the Holy Mother, is what he's telling me, showing me the Virgin Mary being shed with her heart open. And he really loved her deeply. And he's telling me she's the one that drew him back into his faith and gave him his faith back. Right. He really loved the Virgin Mary, and that's what I'm getting.
Right.
And that's what took him back. And he had a loss of a wife. I see that he lost his soulmate, actually. That's what I'm looking at. And that's the turning point in his life. That's what the turning point was. But he took that anger out on a lot of people around him. He's letting me know that, too. He's wanting to let you know that he's sorry for all of that. He's wanting everyone to know that he is, because that wasn't him. There was a lot of things that happened to him in his younger years as a child and growing up on from there. Alcoholism is also around him, and so is heart problems, looking at that too. And diabetes, diabetes came into the picture real loud and clear as well. There was a lot of things, a lot of misery in his life, a lot of hard work. And hard work, he felt like it was hard work for nothing, if you understand what that means. Just hard work for nothing, like it went down the drain. And he's showing me a drain just, with things pouring down it that he, was collecting or trying to get or make for himself and his family. It was really difficult. And he just was very bitter. And bitterness is what he calls it. It was very bitter.
Yeah.
So So he's coming through with a message of, there is hope. In other words, if he can do it, anybody can do it. So I think he's talking to you about your faith. He's talking to you about your faith and about your belief, to believe. Well, that's what that message is.
Can he tell us that? I mean, can he tell us if this death could have been prevented? He'll know what that means. I'm looking at a medical error in judgment is what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at, it looks like a wrong diagnosis, if that makes any sense to you, but that's exactly what I'm getting. It's like something else was wrong, but they didn't catch it. They were saying that this was wrong. There's two things here. Okay, the one on the left was wrong, and that's what they said, but the one on the right was right. And he's saying that they were, like, shifting it around. Nobody wanted to take responsibility for this. Right.
So that's what happened there. Yes, it could have been prevented. But wasn't the wrong medication administered to him? I'm looking at some sort of medication or injection that was administered to him that just made it worse.
Was it the girlfriend?
This is, let me see. There is a blonde woman that I'm looking at. I don't know who she is, but I will see if I can get him to tell me. Her hair actually was dyed blonde. She wasn't a natural blonde, but she was a little older. She looks to be like 45, 50, something like that. He's showing her to me. He's putting a rope around her neck. In other words, if he were still here, I think he would probably strangle her. Let me see if I can get a name for her, if he'll give me a name. Hold on just a second.
Hello?
I'm still here. I'm listening. I do that.
I do that too.
The only name that will come up is Maria. It is Maria.
Martha.
That's what I keep getting.
Since Martha's close.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Maria. And sometimes, they'll be saying something, but their lips don't move. You have to listen. Their lips don't move. So, anyways, he's letting me know that nothing was accidental. If that's what you've been looking for all this time, he's confirming nothing was accidental. But, he knew it. He wants you to know that he knew. He knew it. And was he diabetic? Because diabetes came in very big.
Well, he was what? He was never diagnosed. See, we wanted when he collapsed and when we got the phone call.
Okay.
And we wanted him to do an autopsy because we were never sure what actually happened to him because of the girlfriend. Because he had laid there for a long time without oxygen.
Wrong medicine was administered. I do know that. I do know that diabetes is very prevalent. He's showing it to me too big for it not to be connected with him. Even though it was never diagnosed, I know that was part of the problem.
Right. And we were never sure. We wanted them to do an autopsy, but they said, well, you'll have to pay $1,500 for it, and we didn't have the money. And we thought because the way that he was found, that she basically said, well, he went to work, and she came back and found him. And he had laid there for a significant length of time with no oxygen. And so
what is that she delayed in doing anything. There was a delay. And also, too, he's showing me this, and just let me say this really quickly. It's very, very important. I want you to listen to what he's saying to me very, very closely, okay? It didn't make sense where his body was opposed to where what he needed was. It was too far away from him. It wasn't, you could tell that it was no accident. It was just like that. I mean, if you really looked, you could tell that it was done on purpose. It wasn't done, it was not an accident. Right. Wrong medications were administered to him, wrong diagnoses, no diagnoses. He's letting me know all of these things. He's shaking his head, yes. And yes, he had something in his lungs. I'm looking at his lungs, and they're very cloudy. And that's telling me that it's either lung cancer or it's emphysema.
He had pneumonia.
Pneumonia? Okay.
He had polio when he was polio when he was very young because he was born in 42.
Okay.
So he has polio.
I'm looking at, wasn't he a heavy smoker?
He used to be.
Okay, that's where I'm seeing the lung problem from, because I'm looking at damage from what would have looked like emphysema to me in his lungs. His lungs are just black. That's what I'm looking at, and very cloudy. And not only that, but he had back problems too. Show me his back problems.
Yeah. He had,
as a matter of fact,
polio.
He got hurt. He got an injury. Polio? Okay.
He had polio when he was, he had twice when he had polio, and he had scoliosis, so he had a lot of problems with his back. And
when he was about 35, he got a back injury. He showed me 35, and then it lit up, and then the back injury has to do with some kind of work that he was doing. Did he work on homes or do roofing or anything like that? Looks like construction related. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, that's what he showed me. I'm just confirming. I'm getting him to also confirm. I always get them to confirm, because if they don't, then I won't talk to them, and they know it. So he knew I was coming in here. He probably pulled me in here, but no, he knew because he had a message. So, he got sent wherever they pull me.
He has 2 sons, and I think this was really.
One's a good son. He's telling me one's a good son, and one's not so good. And he's, he's talking about his oldest son. There's an issue with his oldest son, and the youngest one is better. I'm looking at older and younger.
Well, there's 3 of them. Well, actually,
I'm looking at the firstborn and the secondborn.
Okay.
I'm looking at the firstborn and secondborn, and he said that the firstborn and secondborn are like Cain and Abel. They don't get along, have issues.
Right.
Well, the whole family has issues, but these 2 boys, they're men now, have major issues. But, yeah, he said the whole family's dysfunctional. So he's letting me know. He said, but everybody's dysfunctional, and I'm shaking my head yes, because it's true. I mean, in the time that we're living in right now, everything is, kind of crazy. So we tend to be.
Do my best, but I've been trying to do the best I can since he died, and I'll tell you what, it has been. I never knew, even though they're older. I don't know. It's still hard just being the only parent. It's just.
There's a little girl with him too. I feel like she's connected to you somehow. She's in a little white dress, and she looks to be maybe about 2 or 3 years old, but he has her with him. And I don't know much about her, but she just walked up to him, and I'm looking at her. And there's a pink rose in her hand. Is there a child that someone lost in the family that was about that age? Or do they have a miscarriage? Because the anniversary of that is coming around. That pink rose is telling me that that's an anniversary.
Oh, I had 2 miscarriages before
I had this is a really beautiful little girl. And this baby was born, it looks to be stillborn, is what I'm looking at, or close. Like about at 7 months. I'm looking at 7 months. Okay.
Madison, media in the room, he says he wants a reading. He wants to know if he'll marry Oprah or Jennifer Hudson.
One, Madison, sorry. Oprah is so not into any of that, and Jennifer Hudson has no idea what she's doing right now. So you might as well just write those 2 ladies off your list, sweetie.
And I think Angel wants to say hello to you. Is that okay? Do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I just have to, I guess I'm just, we've had these questions. The anniversary of his death is actually December 7th.
Yeah. And it's really strange how I came in here.
I know, I'm sorry. I mean,
we could stop that. He got sick on December 2nd.
You're muted. Madison.
No.
On December 2nd.
Yeah.
Hello, Angel?
He got sick on December 2nd.
Hi.
Hi, Angel.
So,
hi.
Anyway,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
No, you're not. You're depressed. What's going on? Gotcha.
It's it's the holidays, and I got some serious health issues going on, and I am really missing my mom.
Yeah, I'm looking at grief and loss around you. I was going to say that right, before you started. You got grief and loss going on.
Carol.
What, hon?
You're not at your computer?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, grief and loss issues. This is going to be a really, the holiday season is always very depressing and disturbing for you. I know it is. I'm looking at that. And it has been I'm looking at 5 years, the past 5 years, where you're concerned. And I also see that you've tried all kinds of ways to rectify this and make it better, and nothing seems to help. And so you're kind of just, ready to pull your hair out saying, okay, now what do I do? And you can't seem to find the right doctor either. I'm looking at a doctor connection, but the line is broke between you and the medical profession. And that tells me that you can't find the right doctor.
That's right. I'm still looking. They've got to be out there somewhere. I was hoping that, maybe my mom would come through.
Well, I can't make them come through. I mean, they will if they want to, but I can't force them. I don't call them. Believe me, they'll come to me if they want to come through, though. And sometimes it may not be the person that you want. It might be somebody that comes in for them, that has a stronger energy than they have at this time. So let me see. I'll have to sit here and be quiet for a second and see if I get something. I'll just talk to you. And then if somebody comes in, then that's all good, Let's see here.
So much for your sleep. No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, I'm not sleepy, though.
I know you're right.
I'm not sleepy. I was going to make angel jewelry, actually, for my angel website, and I was going to, I make these cute little pendants, and the angels actually showed me how to, I was getting frustrated, and so they showed me how to do it, and so I've been doing it ever since. And to put them on.
Oh, you make jewelry?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're angel pendants, but they look like crosses, and they're beautiful. I really do like them. I'm going to keep one myself and wear it. Yeah, I like them. But I have to photograph them, and I only have about 4 or 5 of them made. They're not. They're made out of crystals, like Swiss. How do you pronounce that? I can do everything else. I can't pronounce that stupid word. Swarovski crystals.
I know. I can't say it.
Yeah, it's one of those names. That's about 15 meters long. They're really, really pretty. Anyway, yeah, they're made out of that, some lens, and they have little halos and everything. And the halos are crystal quartz.
Are they really expensive, or?
No, they're not going to be really expensive. The angels are. No, they're going to be. They're going to be priced really good, and not only that, no two are alike. So, and each one has its own name and attributes. So that'll be listed along with them.
That's neat.
Are you going to have them on your? Are you going to be talking about them on your show, or?
I will be. There's another website that I have. I have one up right now, mysticalvision.net, but there's another one that I have called Angelic Wisdom, and that's not ready yet. It's in the process of being built, so it's not ready yet, and that's the one for the angels, and that's where I blend essential oils. The angels give me the recipes and stuff, and the recipes are channeled. So then I have those. I have their oils and things like that, and already had one customer that, ordered a pretty substantial amount of certain oils. So anyway, had to fill that order, got that done, and I'm still going. I never stop either. Oh, goodness.
Well, do you have them on your MySpace?
I do have a MySpace. I don't have any of that listed on MySpace, though.
Oh, okay. Because you could put them in your blog. You could actually
I sure could.
Anyway. If you use MySpace for this kind of stuff, it's a good place to get connected with people.
I never did think about that, but I sure could do that. And then I have, the 2 websites. I have the one that's up and running already, and then I have the angel one that I'm trying to get up and going, and trying to get it built and stuff.
Cool.
And every time I think I have it right, I'm wrong, and it's like, no, change it, do this, do that. And it's like, okay. So that has to do with the angels. It's all theirs. The angelic wisdom and all that. It's all theirs. And I can only put on there in the shopping cart and stuff that they want people to have at the price they want to put on it. And things are priced very moderately there. On the other website, I think it's priced very moderately, concerning what it is, on the other website.
I like the graphics on your site.
You what?
I like the graphics.
Oh, thank you.
Very pretty.
I'm going to have to go back to the chat and go look now.
Well, are you at Mystical Vision?
No, I'm not at the computer yet because my phone keeps wigging out. So I wanted to be able to hear you.
Oh.
I'll come back there I'll go back there in a second.
Because Mystical Vision, everybody wants to put an S on the end of vision and say visions, but it's Mystical Vision, and it's I don't know how to spell mystical visions. Not tonight. I'm tired.
MYSTICAL?
Yeah, there you go. Vision, and it's together, and it's .net. And actually, it's just dark brown, and it just has a little dragon up there. I used to have an oil company called Universal Oils by Pendragon, and I sold those in Texas, of course, and they're not cheap because they're made with essential oils. So I have all kinds of essential oils here. I don't play with perfume oils unless I'm asked to create a perfume for someone, and then I will. But everything is done with EOs. Angel, I didn't forget you, sweetheart. I'm still sitting here.
I know. That's okay.
I wasn't trying to take away from.
Forget you.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to take away from having her talk to you.
Oh, no, we know. Yeah.
I put a link up to your website.
You know what, Angel? I'm looking at 6 months, and you've been in a downward spiral for about 6 months now, and I'm, there is, okay, this is not your mom. This is, okay, is your mom's mom passed? Because this is female energy coming in on your mother's side, elderly, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, my Nona. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wanted you to confirm that. Thank you. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of the energy in because that's what I got was female maternal energy, but elderly, which tells me it's grandmother on your mom's side.
She was very fond of me.
You know what, though? When they leave this body, you would not believe the remorse they feel for the things that they've done. I died. As a matter of fact, my death date is the 26th, which is today. And when I was 25 years old and I was brought back. And you wouldn't believe the amount of remorse that you feel when you leave this body. You know everything and nothing all at once. And I was given a second chance. So I know how they feel when they leave that body. And what they felt here is not what they feel when they're gone out of a physical vehicle. I want to tell you that. It's very, very different. And believe me, every wrong, everything that was not correct, they know about it, instantly. Instantly they know. There's a pink light around her. It's like a pink bubble. And she's talking to me about bubble gum. Did you get bubble gum stuck in your hair when you were little?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at bubble gum all over your face and stuck in your hair. And she will tell me little things to begin with. They usually tell me little things to begin with so we can confirm who they are. And I can get a energy coming in here so I can actually get what they're trying to tell me. But she's the one that stepped in. Also, too, I like to garden. I'm getting that. And there's something about baking, and especially holidays. But she had a very stout demeanor, and what I'm talking about is very harsh. She was very harsh. She was not soft-spoken. Very strong energy.
Well, we're full-blooded Italian, so.
Okay, well, she had a very strong, but her energy was unforgiving. What I'm looking at when I'm unforgiving is that if you or anybody, if she felt that they did something that she didn't like, or if they were slighted, she would have an issue with that, and she would not forgive it, not easily.
Right.
She had a lot of issues with a lot of people in the family, and people were afraid to make her mad. She's showing me that people were afraid to step on her toes.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, so now, I have her. Do you know anyone by the name of Gladys?
Gladys.
Mm-hmm. Now, it sounds like Gladys to me. It could be something else, but I've gotten the G, and then it's like gladiolas. And when she said Gladys, I thought of gladiolas instantly. Gladiolas came in. Gladiolas, of course, are a flower. Now, that could be connected to somebody else, too, but she's, given me this kind of information. And a lot of times I get symbols. Sometimes I'll hear it.
No,
but she could have been
familiar, but
I'm sorry?
It sounds familiar, but nobody named Gladys or anything like that.
You might want to look in your family tree because when they're on the other side like that, and she's still halfway in and halfway out. She still hasn't made the complete transition yet. And she's been gone for a while, but she hasn't made that complete transition yet because there's things she still has to do. She has to work on some things.
She passed in 97.
Yeah, she's still not over on the other side completely yet. She's still kind of hanging around a little bit. As a matter of fact, people realize that she's hanging around. She's letting me know that she has let people know that she is still here. You're trying to get some things taken care of. And you know what? She's also showing me that she had some illnesses, but her death really was kind of sudden. It was very quick. And that's what I'm looking at. It's very, very quick. Nobody expected it. And she's showing me, she's touching her head. That tells me, and red is around the area, which tells me she had headaches or an aneurysm. Nope, headaches. That's what she's telling me. And then clutching her chest, and that's heart. So that's what she is showing me and how she died. They're not allowed to come to me bloody, gory, whatever. They have to come to me just like they are, and then they can tell me what happened. But, you know, those are my rules. So that's why she's doing that. But pink is her color, actually. And she also, was she from the East Coast? I'm seeing New York come up really big.
She came over here from Italy and lived in New York for about 7 years.
Okay, because she showed me the Statue of Liberty, which means I guess she's an immigrant, so you confirmed that. Thank you. Okay.
And why she did this, I don't know, but she moved from New York to West Virginia.
She's saying because of the cold. Because the cold was there. And no, there was too many people. She didn't like people. She didn't like people being around her. She's not a people person. No, she's showing me all the hordes of people around her. She didn't like it, and she's pushing her hand out, which is telling me, no, she didn't like all those people around her. She felt like she couldn't breathe.
Well, my Nona did, you know, you're kind of describing both my mom and my Nona, except my Nona,
she's probably coming in with her. I'll probably get her in a minute.
My Nona loved people around, but my mom didn't. She didn't like them. She wanted them away.
Okay.
So,
and they do come in sometimes double and triple, so whatever I get, I will give to you, and then you can sort it out, because it's between you and them. I'm just the go-between here, just the conduit. That's it. But the color around the grandmother is pink. The color around, there's 2 other people that are with her, but I only see shadows. I don't see them up close and personal yet. But the color around the one to her right is blue. Okay, blue with the spiritual color. It's female. She had a problem with her spirituality. She lost her faith connection. And also, too, and I think this might be your mom, letting me know that she was not the best of mothers. That is exactly what I'm being told, that she was not the best of mothers. She could have done things differently. And this was in the very beginning when she first was a mother. She said she could have done things a lot differently and said things a lot differently. And if she could change these things, she would, is what she's letting me know. She has regrets, and that's coming through. Those regrets very loud and clear there. And her color is blue. And actually, it's a kind of blue that would be, it's so light blue that she knew, she understood that she had a lack of spirituality, if that makes any sense to you. She was so ingrained in the earth plane that she couldn't see the forest for the trees, if that makes any sense to you. So it's very difficult for her also to say she's sorry. When she was here, she had a hard time with apologizing or even thinking she was wrong. Do I have her connection?
Oh, yeah. That's my mom.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had her, sweetie. All right. She is letting me know that she cannot say she is sorry enough. And she's also telling me to tell you this. You love angels, and there is a special angel that you have just gotten. You haven't had it very long. That's going to go on your Christmas tree this year. She wants you to know that she's going to be around, that angel, if that makes any sense to you at all. Because even though she knew she had a lack of spirituality, she still liked angels. She has an affinity for angels. Does that make any sense to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hon. Now, she's also letting me know that there are, did she ever have to be in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at a wheelchair and problems walking. Okay. She knew that something was wrong and didn't tell anyone. Mm-hmm. She kept it to herself for a while.
Yeah.
And she said that was very selfish of her. She's letting me know. She said that was very selfish of me, very selfish. She said, tell her that I love her. I'm very, very sorry. She said, I can't blame it on how I was raised or brought up because it was my responsibility to do what was right. And she said, and not, follow after others that came before me. And that's what she's letting you know. And she said you would understand that. She took out her frustrations and hostilities, where she shouldn't have. And she's letting me know to do that. And I can feel her, and she is sincere. She said that she's with you a lot. And she said that you know that she's there, but you can't see her. She's letting me know that you can't see her. She's always there, though. She can't seem to pull away, and the reason why she can't seem to pull away is because you hurt so badly inside, but it's because of things that she did, things that she said and didn't say. I love you was very hard for her to say as well. And she's letting me know that as well, that her heart chakra, what she's showing me, looked almost closed off completely. And that's very hard.
I'm very sorry. I get very emotional over my mother.
It's okay, sweetheart. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. She had this message and needed to get it across. She wanted you to know that she is with you. And for the angel that goes on the tree, and she was actually pointing at my angel. I have my tree up already. And she was pointing at my angel, and she was letting me know that your Christmas angel, and that's what she calls it, this Christmas angel that's going to go on your tree, she has a special affinity too, if that makes any sense to you.
I bought one last year, and
okay.
Remembering her. Yeah.
Does she have white feathers for wings? Because she's showing me, she's pointing at my angel who has white feathers for wings, and I wanted to see if that matched. Okay, good. Yeah. Also, too,
Rose again.
There. Do what?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Rose, you got a guest?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that was rude. I just didn't. Anyway.
I
just didn't think this was a good time for people to be popping in here and listening in. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay. Anyway, Angel, who is Dorothy? Or Dorothea?
Dorothea. She was my great aunt.
Okay. She's mentioning that name. You know that it's her. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And we've never talked about this, so I wouldn't know. Okay? But what the thing is here is Grandma and Mom coming through to the men's is what's going on. Okay, that's what's happening here. And your mom is with your grandmother. They're separate. They're on different levels, if you understand that. They're neither one of them are where they're supposed to be right now, but they're on different levels. They're still both, on the other side of life, and that's what I call it because it's life after life. But
am I holding my mom back? Is that why?
Do what?
Am I holding her back? Is that why she's not where she's supposed to be? What was holding her back, and the same thing with your grandmother. For as far as your mother goes, what's holding her back is knowing she didn't do those things that she should have done, or say the things she should have said, or being as hard on you. And actually, you have siblings, and she's letting me know, and she was very, very, tough and doing things that she shouldn't have done. Getting spankings, and these were not just spankings that I'm being shown. Yeah.
Very, very hard things that happened to you. And she's letting me know that they were at her hands and those that she chose to let into her life, which affected your life and everybody else's. And she's letting me know that she's, very sorry for those things. And she knows that it can't heal anything. But with that said, what my angels are interjecting to me is let that begin, be the beginning of healing for you, because they were allowed to come through and say these things, to you. Be the beginning of your healing and of the clearing of your mind and stuff, so you can vibrate at a higher level, because you're holding yourself because you're in so much pain, and that's why they were allowed to come through, even though they haven't fully transitioned. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she is going to be with you, during Christmas and during the holiday season. She's saying this year only, and then she's going to go and do what she has to do. Is that okay with you?
No.
No. Well, she has to go and do some other things. She has to make some other things right, and she has to figure out what she's going to do next. And she has, like I said, she's in transition state. So, and grandmother is too. So they have to run another race.
My Nona can go. It sounds bad, I know.
Well,
she said that you will know. She said that you will know that she's in the room when the angel's on the tree, because she'll mess with the angel. She'll touch the angel. You'll see it move. So you'll know it's her. That's your sign.
I smell like I smell her perfume, or pictures of her, and it's like somebody picks them up off the wall and they fall down. But if you see it, my dad didn't believe it when my brother and I told him, and my brother started screaming for him to come in the other room, and the picture was being lifted up and then just.
That's not your mom. That's your mom doing that. That's your grandmother. That's not your mom. Yeah, your grandmother is taking that. No, it's your grandmother doing that. It's not your mom. Your mom does. She's trying to be more gentle, and she realizes, the gift of gentleness is what she's realizing, and what she realized as soon as she passed, or left her body transition. But no, she's learning about gentle touch, because she was harsh with her touch, when she was here. So she's going to gently touch the angel. So when you see the angel move, and this is your signal, okay, and she can hear you. So just say, "Hi, Mom." You can sit on the couch and you can talk to her. Be there by yourself. She's not going to fully materialize and scare you. She's letting you know right now she's not going to do that. That's one thing you've been kind of afraid of. It's like, please do that. I don't want to see anybody. No, she's not going to do that to you. She's not there to haunt you or anything like that. She's going to spend this Christmas season, this Thanksgiving, this Christmas, and when New Year's comes, though, New Year's Eve, when it strikes midnight, she's showing me the clock at midnight, then she'll be going, to do what she's got to do. And it'll be time for you to do things that are new as well and to move forward. And that's what she wants. And she said that you have a mind of your own. You're like her in that respect. You have a mind of your own, and that you'll do what you want, of course, but that's what she would like for you to do. Just go ahead and move forward if you can.
So then after New Year's, she's gone and she won't come back?
At the stroke of midnight, she'll have to work on, she actually should have worked on here. That's just the way it goes. And this is what she's choosing to do. She's not punished. She's not being punished. She's not in a dark, hellish place. I should think that, because it's not true. But she is having to make some decisions, on what area she wants to work on first and what she wants to do. So she will be, here and there, around you from time to time, but she won't be there constantly like she is now, And your grandmother also will be going about that time too. Yeah, they'll be going separate ways because they have separate paths.
Yeah, I bet I know where my grandmother's path is. I'm sorry, I know it sounds horrible, but she really was just, evil.
Well, what they were in life is not what they really are in spirit. That's what we have to understand, is that your spirit doesn't, who you are, who you truly are, it's not this body. That's what I've been trying to get everyone to understand. It's not the body. The body has nothing to do with it. When you're inside the body, you're muted, okay? Everything is three-dimensional in the body, and you're limited. And that's frustrating for a lot of spirits, a lot of souls that come in. When you came in, I'm sure you were frustrated because you were like free, and all of a sudden you decided, okay, I'm going to do this. But getting back in the body, you're like, why did I do this, you know? And you might not be consciously aware of it, but during meditations and stuff, as you'll be doing, I'm looking at that in the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to be really, getting into that and getting into it good. You will start realizing the limitations that you actually have in a three-dimensional world, in a 3D body. And, it's a little difficult to take when your awareness raises to that level. It is.
I have a question.
Okay.
I've had 2 miscarriages, and I actually lost the third one. I lost. I was just about 7.5 months, and
right.
It was a boy.
Okay.
His name is Diego. Do you see him around my mom?
No, actually, I don't. She doesn't have any children with her, and grandmother doesn't have any children with her either. Okay. The name Angela just popped into my head in gold. Do you know who that person is?
Angela?
Angela. Oh,
yeah, Angela
female name.
Is one of my cousins, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I still have the connection. They will throw me something every now and then, throw me a bone every now and then to make sure I still have this connection going. Okay. No, I don't see him. You know what? I'm sitting here looking. What I see is a dove, and that means that they have already come back. Do you understand? They're already here. There was a very quick transition from here to there and to here again. It was almost immediate. They're not in the spirit realm. They are and they're not. They've been reborn here. They're in a body.
So somebody else has my babies.
Well, you know what? They weren't. You understand that we are spirits, and when we come in, we choose our parents. And obviously, for that moment, you needed to have that experience for some reason. I don't know what the reason was. It has to do with you and what you chose before you came here. But I do know that they did decide to come back in. I don't know who they belong to or where they are. I just know that they have come back in. They're not in the spirit realm. So I wanted you to know that everything is okay there.
Do you see me with having children in the future?
I see a little girl, but I don't see a little girl until about, I'm looking at 24 first. So you might have 2, because I'm also looking at 12. So 12 and 24. So 24 first, so it's probably going to be in the next 24 months. Yep. It'll be in the next 24 months before you're having problems getting pregnant. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Well, I can get pregnant. It's just
keeping them.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with RH factor?
I'm not sure.
RH factor has to do with the blood. It's like your body rejects the baby is what goes on. Yeah, it works against the baby. But no, this child will have RH factor too, but you'll be able to carry this child. It's a girl. And I'm looking at 24 months.
Can I tell her that I had 3 miscarriages before I had my other 2 to give her some kind of hope?
Sure. Yeah, no, she's going to have a little girl. It'll be in 24 months, though. But, yeah, go ahead.
Right.
The doctor.
I went through 3 miscarriages, Angel, and I thought, I went through surgery so I could get pregnant. That was their dad that passed away. I didn't even think I could have kids. And then I had 3 miscarriages, and then I got pregnant with Brandon, and a month later I got pregnant with Nick. So my kids are actually almost like twins. They're 11 months apart. So, it will have, as on bed rest, I had high-risk pregnancies. They found out I had a weak cervix, but I had them, So it will happen for you. It will happen for you.
That's what
you just have to keep believing it'll happen. You just have to, you can't give up, though.
She has to relax. Yeah, she's stressed an awful lot. She has to relax and stop thinking about it. And when she does, she'll get pregnant. A lot of people adopt because they think, okay, I can't carry a child or I can't have one. And they have a series of reasons for this. As soon as, and I've seen this happen time and again, as soon as they adopt, boom, they're pregnant. Carry it full term, have a child. And they have the adopted child plus the one that they just had.
Well, I think it's it's such an emotional drain that you just don't want to get pregnant again because you don't want to go through losing another one. That's what I went through. So finally it just happened, and it said, and that's when they found out that I was on bed rest because they actually had to put a stitch in because my water kept breaking.
Yeah,
so
they had to. And my family people have had their cervixes stitched up as well because it kept dilating, and it's like bed rest, and we're stitching you up.
Well,
right.
I don't want to interfere in your reading.
No,
but
we're pretty.
I keep picking up something for her really quick.
Go ahead.
I think one of the reasons they're still around you is they want you to be happy, genuinely happy, and they want you to live life just. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, she got that. Well, that's why they were coming through with the apologies to him. She said that because that is true.
Yeah, they want you to. They're just waiting, and they want you to really try. Love yourself, take care of yourself, do things, just live life because you're going to see them again. You'll be together again, but they want you to, at least in this part of your life, this new start, they want you to be genuinely happy. And when that happens and you don't have the stress, then you're going to start having children and you're going to have a life.
Yeah, part of the grief and loss issues with her was it started before her mother ever passed away, and it was because of the treatment she got from her mother. Yeah. So, and that hurts even worse when they die and you don't have any resolutions.
Exactly.
And that's on here with her.
Right.
Exactly.
Like we didn't have resolution as far as we always had questions as far as what really happened.
Now you have resolution. he told on her.
Well, see, I always knew down deep. Something always told me that something was never right with it. So
yeah.
Well,
and you know what? If you think back in your mind now and you think about where everything was, if you were there, if you saw where everything was, then you'll know.
Well, see, I never went to the house because she made sure no one was there. She did it on a time. See, my son was in college.
Such a prowling cat. I'm sorry, that's the way I see her. I see her as a cat, just like prowling around. I'm sorry. That was such an evil thing to say. I know it was, but
and
sneaky.
It happened on a weekend when she knew that my older son, because my older son's in college, and he would always come down on the weekend. She knew he wouldn't be down on that weekend.
Your oldest son plays football, doesn't he?
No, he.
Who plays football around you? Because I saw somebody throw a football when you were talking.
My older son. I have 3 sons.
Oh,
my older son. That is his stepson. So,
okay, that was weird. I just wanted to know who played football around you because they just threw a football. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it was my oldest. So what happened was that he had finals that week, so she knew he wasn't coming down. And when she called me and she said, well, he had pneumonia, and I almost called you. And when she said, I almost called you.
Yeah.
There's something that just always stuck with me. There was something that
snapped in you, and you were like, I'm going to find out what she did and why. Yeah.
And the thing is, they wouldn't do an autopsy.
But you know what? You let yourself get so bitter. You did. You have a thorn in your heart from this, and it has to go. See, now I'm going to spank you. It has to go bye-bye. Because, see, now he came through and he told you, you have resolution, you know what happened. Don't be angry. You have to release it. That's what he came for.
Really?
Give you peace of mind. Let you know that you were right, tell you what happened, and so you can release that bitterness. You can't help anybody. And your path is a holistic one. You have got to get rid of that thorn before you can help anybody else. Absolutely. It can't stay there.
That's true.
You have to release that. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you tell everybody else, you have to release that. Well, you have some releasing of your own to do.
Well, and it was
I came in to spank you guys.
It was really hard on my sons. It was really, really hard on my sons because they knew. I think we all knew. But
watching your babies suffer like that, because they're always going to be your babies. I have 2 sons myself, and watching your babies suffer like that doesn't feel real good, and especially when you're hurting as well. And it makes you even more bitter because you had to watch them go through that.
Well, and it was so bad with her that she would not even give up any of his dad's personal things. We had to do 2 police standbys to get any of his things. with papers.
Right.
I mean, that's how bad it was. I mean,
you know what's really funny is she came in thinking that he had a lot more money than he did.
Right.
And he didn't, and so she thought, okay, insurance keeps coming to me over and over again.
Right.
So that's the deal there.
Well, and the thing is that his dad, Brandon, that's my son, his dad told me he had a life insurance policy, but we could never find it. But she would not let Brandon have any of his papers. So if he had a life insurance policy, we never found it. But when he went in there to get his things, because Ron told Brandon that he was the beneficiary, when Brandon went in there to get his things, he had his birth certificate and his Social Security card at that house. Well, when he packed up his stuff and got it out of there, it was missing.
You know what else I'm looking at to do with insurance? I can't believe I'm seeing this.
You're on fire.
You know what? Okay, you know what she did? She took out a insurance policy on him. He knew about it, but it all went to her. She had it in her possession.
Yeah.
In her possession. That's why you never saw that particular one. And I don't know. She had some. I'm looking at her tongue, and that tells me that she had a very persuasive power over him. He wanted her to stay with him, and I keep getting that she kept telling him she was going to leave if he didn't do this, cut this one off, cut that one off, don't talk to this one, don't do this, don't do that. That's the way it was. That's what I'm looking at with that. And with that situation, that really sucks because, she actually got her way. And he took, on the insurance policy, the person he had two people as beneficiaries, actually. One was the beneficiary, one was a co-beneficiary, or they half and half. I'm looking at it split down the middle. And what she did was had all of that taken off of there, and then her name was on there, and then she got a new insurance policy that she held herself on him because she knew what was up. In other words, this is exactly what I'm getting. So she did walk off with a lot more than what you think.
Yeah,
I'm sure you were aware she walked with some, but she walked off with a lot of money. Yeah. Believe me, she wasn't. She might have cried, but those were crocodile tears, sweetie.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah,
That is just so sad. I'm sorry.
Well, what it is because Brandon knew there was a life insurance policy, and she wouldn't let us have the papers. We had to do, we just knew that. I mean, his dad would not have told him there's a life insurance policy and not have one there. And I know his dad.
She did this 6 months into knowing him. She persuaded him 6 months into knowing him. It started actually at 3 months and then went into 6 months. It took her, a little while to persuade him, but she chipped away at him slowly at first and then harder and harder and harder, and then it sped up like a jackhammer at the end. So that's what I'm looking at. And that's a very sad situation.
Well, yeah, and the year that he died, they would have been together for 7 years, and at the hospital, she tried to say, she was his common-law wife.
Mm-hmm.
So she tried to say, I'm making all the medical decisions.
Right.
And we said, guess what? In Oregon, there's no common-law marriage. Back it up. And I actually had to step in and did her, you know what I mean? Because I had to step in and help my sons out because she really came, So I had to really get in there because that's the way Ron told me what to do, because everything Ron ever worked for was for his kids. It wasn't for me and it wasn't for her. And that's what I did. But anything he did have, I got.
It all went down the drain. That's what I saw earlier. That's so sad. I'm so sorry.
No, we knew
it's just the path that we choose before we come in here, though.
Well, and I think because she had his birth certificate and I think she stole his ID. I think.
Oh, she has everything. She has a wallet that's been missing that you guys have been looking for. It's like a long wallet that has credit cards and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It holds like business cards or credit cards. It's long. It looks like leather. Okay, you guys can't find it because she has it. He also had a gold money clip, if that makes any sense to you. It had like a little diamond in it, and she has that as well.
Wow.
So she made off with a lot of that, but she sold that. That's been sold. As a matter of fact, she's on eBay. I'll tell you exactly where she is. She's on eBay, and she sells stuff on eBay. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, wow. I would go look.
And so there's nothing.
But I saw it come real big. Oh my God, I can't believe
this. So there's
this.
nothing these boys can do anything about the life insurance policy because she rigged it so it was all in her name.
Yeah, they were robbed. They were robbed.
Yeah,
they absolutely were. They were robbed.
And you know the sad thing is, and this is just what kills me, is that Ron worked. I mean, he was a cab driver, and he worked 12, 13 hours a day, and he did it for those boys. And she, and she took. I'm sorry. It just makes me so mad because
I know it does, but this is your way of releasing the bitterness. You have to talk your way through it.
Because Ron would not have wanted it that way for his kids.
Exactly.
He never would have wanted it that way.
He wasn't, one thing that I'm getting in that is that he just was not himself. Towards the end, she had chipped away at him so much he was like a shell of the person that he had been. And this is what was so sad. She was like a cancer to him, Well,
and part of it, too, is that whenever he gets pneumonia, he gets real delirious. And he gets incoherent. And he makes no sense when he gets pneumonia because I've dealt with it twice. And one time he almost died on me, but I made him go to the hospital.
Right.
So, when he gets incoherent like that, it's just like he makes no sense. And that's like when she said, well, I almost called you. I'm like, you almost called me?
Yeah.
That thing just stuck with me, and I just couldn't let it go. You're right. I was very bitter because I felt like these kids were robbed. It didn't so much I was robbed, but these kids were robbed.
Thank God I'm a counselor on top of being psychic, right? I'm serious.
Yes, that's very
I'm an ordained
awesome.
minister, and I do counseling, so life coaching. So, that's a good thing.
I'm so glad I met you.
Me too.
I'm glad I came in here. My goodness.
You for the whole show?
No, it was fun because I'm not sleepy. I felt like somebody needed me, and well, 3 of you, Angel, and then you 2. You guys needed me, and I was being brought in there for a reason. I saw Canadian Rocks, which I absolutely adore, and he was in there. I was like, well, hi, everybody.
He's on the line, actually. I got him on.
Actually, I'm right here.
Hi.
Hi, Julie.
How you doing, honey?
Fine.
Great. I was going to sing Santa Baby to him last night, but this Blog Talk is evil. I got kicked off of the switchboard before I could sing it. So anyway, the next time he has a show like that, I'm going to do it. I can actually sing, though, believe it or not.
I was wondering what was going on. Is the ghost coming to get
me? It's because I clicked to talk, which is an evil thing anyway. I clicked to talk instead of calling in on my cell phone, and that's what happened. And Blog Talk said, oh, no, you don't. You're not going to hang on until your fingernails are bloody like most people do. We're going to kick you off now. So that's what happened. That is so terrible. Blog Talk does do those things, though, and it's because they do need an upgrade. They need bigger servers and people to man those things.
Yeah,
many new shows are coming out.
Well, I've got 2 shows myself. I feel like, a dragon that hoards treasure.
Well, we're going to put you on my favorites because I need to let go of this. I know it's going to take a while, but it's going to.
You know what? I do life coaching and stuff. If you go to my website and you tell me who you are, you remind me, my prices are normally, whatever they are, and it's on my website. And they're pretty low. They're pretty reasonable. But I'll half them. I'll put it in half for you if you want to do that. Because this is going to take a lot of work. And I will do it. If you want to do it, I will do it. We'll make arrangements. This is a lot of stuff that you have to work through. So if you want to do it with me, you can. And if not, then I can suggest somebody to you. Or on the Internet, it's a wealth of information about other people that do the same thing that I do. They don't have the effect they do, but they're probably not using it. But you know what?
Work it out.
If you're not doing the work, I'm a universal mirror. I will tell you and kick your butt. I'm serious.
Yeah, thank you for the butt kicking.
So
I'm very good at that.
Get a reading, or?
It was funny because when I saw your picture, I knew. I was like, I'm in trouble. I'm trying
to hog up all the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't let the sweet face fool you. I'm serious, or the voice either. Because, I will kick your bottom.
I know. Well, when I saw you, I was like, oh, God, I know that you know that I know.
But you're in trouble. No, I can't believe that I got sent in to, like, bust you guys, all of you. Well, not Angel, but, you know, you two. Bust your chops. Oh, my gosh, I got sent in to do that.
It was funny because when you called in, I was like, because first I thought it was my imagination, you know, even though I was, like, thinking out loud. And then when you called in, I was like, oh, God, it was.
Well, you know, actually, Canadians Rocks over here facilitated that because he's the one that said, you know, that I was psychic. And I was like, oh, here we go. This is why I was sent. And I knew it.
See?
Well, Canadians Rocks is our new hero.
Yeah, he's a facilitator.
Yeah, he's our new hero.
I bring everybody to you, Desert Rose.
Yeah, but that freaked me out when you said that because I looked and I was like, no way. And then I looked at her picture and I was like, oh.
If you would have had the link to ISI Radio, you would have seen. I mean, it's all, you know, it's written on there. And the angels call me an emissary of light. But the angels, like I said in the show tonight, Canadians, you know what I'm talking about? When people, you know, angels are not this fluffy bunny cotton candy type energies that people think they are. I mean, they are butt kickers too. I'm going to kick my butt because of you. I'm going to kick your butt. You know, it rolls downhill. I'm serious. And they will get very, they're very authoritative when something needs to be done immediately. And, I can be that way. Absolutely can.
That's good. And we'll have to go. Okay, well, you know what we'll do for Canadians Rocks since he was so good to us? We'll go give him 5 stars on every show he's done for the last month.
That's rocks.
He had a really good show. And Canadians, tell him what you were talking about last night about the fireball. Now, see, I mentioned that in my show too tonight because that was really cool.
What's fireball?
Because it shows me, you know, that things are moving forward.
I'm waiting for my sister to come on because she likes it too, eh? She's the host of it. I'm just the co-host of Canadians Rock.
She's fixing to be home though for the holidays. Did you hear me? She's fixing to be there.
Yeah.
You know I'm from the South when I say fixing to. I'm in Mississippi, but I'm from Texas. I was born in California though, but didn't stay there long. Yeah, I'm in the South. I spent 8 years in Iowa, so I got a half and half accent here. Well, you know, no, your sister's fixing to be home though for the holidays.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so I know you're excited.
Okay.
Come on, you're excited. You know.
Yes, I am.
You're excited. Yeah,
you
he's
know
close
me.
to his
I'm full of energy. Come on.
I know you are. Having those late shows, like like the other night. Well, last night is when it was, and I was like, cool. Somebody's open. Usually at that hour, nobody's open, or Blog Talk is doing whatever, or you know what have you, and you were open. I came in and
the show's going to end in about 2 minutes. And I'd like to thank everybody who called in. And if you want to hear, I'm sure me and Carol and others will be going over the time. You just click to listen, right? Like right now. Yeah, click to talk. There you go. And you can listen into the show. But really quick, I was going to ask you a fast question for Madison. He wants to know if you see him changing jobs.
Changing jobs. Let's see.
Madison
this is for Madison?
Yeah, Madison Media. Because I don't know if he's going to press click to listen or talk.
You know, not right now. I don't see anything for 3 months.
I think it's no, not for 3 months.
It's because, not for 3 months, and the reason being is because of the economy and plus the holidays and all of that. People are on a hiring freeze right now. And if he does get something, it won't be what he's looking for. It'll be just something to stabilize him until the big thing comes. The big thing comes in about 3 months. I would say towards February, March. That's what I'm looking at. I'm seeing it in green, so I know it's good money.
So, 60 seconds, and I love you guys. And hi, Canadian for Hillary. Nice to see you. High five, Puma high. No, just kidding.
Tell her to hit click for talk because she'd like
click to talk if you'd like to listen, and let me know which ones. I unmuted all of you right now, so after the show, let me know who wanted to hang out tonight to talk and who didn't.
I'm probably a hard one to read, right?
Thank you, God.
No, you're not. I knew you were close to your sister. I knew you were excited about her coming. I knew when she was going to be there. You didn't even tell me. So no.
That's right.
You're not. You're an open book because you have such a sweet spirit. You know, you love everybody. It's like, you know, when I look at you, I'm looking at your energy. When I look at you and see your energy, you're such an open book. You have such an air of innocence about you. And, yeah, people get on your nerves every now and then or whatever, but you forgive so easily. And I wish everybody could be like that, but you really do.
I do.
You really do.
That's my way.
But you know what? You're not doing what you really want to do. And you want to be able to help humanity in some big, deep way, but you don't know how to do that. And that's where you're at right now in your heart. You're like, man, all this stuff is going on. How can I help? What can I do? You know, how can I, you know, help other people? You know, not just myself, but how can I, you know, share what I have with everybody? You know, and the gifts that you have. You're very intuitive. I'm looking at you knowing how other people feel. You're an empath. I'm looking at you putting those little feelers out, and you are quiet. You really don't say a whole lot, but you feel people's vibes. You know what's going on with that individual. They don't even have to tell you. That's empathic. And you've always been that way, and you're a bit uncomfortable talking about it. So, see, now I've got him on the hot seat.
Ooh, he's so sweet. Yeah, he's nice.
Well, actually, I do play a little guitar here, so.
Woohoo!
Well, you know what? When he was little, though, he wanted to be like a rock star. I'm seeing that. He really did. And, I mean, we're talking about like a big-name rock star. And I have to tell you, and I hate to be the prophetess of doom, but that isn't going to happen. However, you're an excellent songwriter, and there is a possibility there if you would push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah, I have little problems in the writing area, but...
Well, it's because you're not doing it enough, but you do very well when you do sit down and get serious. It's like you have problems getting your mind to get down and be serious about something. You know, because you are that happy, bubbly, you know, go-lucky person. You don't like to think about the deeper subjects all the time. It wears on you. So, but if you would do that, you would write some very awesome songs. And that's where I'm being led, you know, to take you. It's going to take you by the hand and say, okay, here's pen, here's paper, now write. And actually, you know, it could be a keyboard in your computer, you know, but write. And you can, you know, you've written poetry, too. I'm looking at poetry behind you. You've written poetry, and you've done dirty jokes. Little dirty songs. You did little dirty songs, which I'm talking about adult in nature. You know, little dirty songs and stuff like that. Yes, dirty songs. You see how you said that, y'all?
No, I never.
Seriously, dirty songs. Do you? Do you draw?
Huh?
I was asking him, do you draw?
Do I draw?
Yeah, I'm looking at artistic around you. You're very artistic. I'm looking at colors, lines, pencils, pens, you know, being able to write and draw. You have to apply yourself. It's like you've been floating through the universe and through the world without a care. And I know that you do have lots of cares, but you need to focus. That's what I'm being told to tell you is focus.
Okay.
You know, find certain places that you're comfortable with and focus on those because your mind seems to be everywhere at once, and you're going to have to take a direction. That's where you're at is like at a crossroads. You've been there for a while, too, like the last 5 years is what I'm looking at. And you need to actually truly take a direction. It's kind of like walking to a fork in the road and seeing, you know, a signpost that has 50, you know, different directions you could go in. And you're like, oh, great. Now what? You know? So you need to choose a direction. Choose a direction. And you have an idea of what direction you would like to take, but you don't know how to get that started, to get it rolling. But you're very well connected here on Blog Talk, and there are people that are in areas where you would like to be working, like to be doing things. And you might want to talk to them and then see, you know, how you can get into that. Life coaching would be something that's very good for you because you understand people, you feel them. Just be careful of your empathic abilities because it can do you in if you don't get a handle on them, if you can't harness them very well.
What you're talking
about. And you are so sensitive, so
You'd have to be careful. But life coaching is a very good area for you to start with. Do you know Kevin, don't you? Kevin and Colleen?
I think so.
Gay life coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know him, and you know Colleen. Talk to them because you know what? He could help you a lot. I was just ready to tell you, just talk to Kevin. They can help you a lot with that. But you would then be able to help, facilitate the things that you're wanting to do to help other people in the way that you know how to do it. And that's by, using the empathic abilities and helping them, with what they're going through. And you don't have to spend 25 years in school, like I did. I'm serious.
Boy, 25 years.
I have several doctorate degrees. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to blow my own horn, but I am serious. I have several doctorate degrees. I have a degree. I've got certification in hypnotherapy, past life regression therapist. As soon as I get a scanner that works, I will scan all my stuff and put it on the internet so you guys can see. Don't believe it. I am like the eternal student.
I'm going to email you one day. You could teach me how to hypnotize myself.
No,
I can't.
Oh, really? Can
No. Listen,
really?
hypnotism is not scary, y'all. Listen, it's not scary, and self-hypnotism is very easy. But I have to clear up a misconception here. You cannot get stuck in hypnosis. What will happen is, the worst thing that happens is you go to sleep and wake up like you always do. We don't want our clients to go to sleep. Trust me. No, I'm serious. They go to sleep and it's like, oh my God, no, don't go to sleep. And in past life regression sessions, sometimes my client will, go to sleep or whatever, and it's like, okay.
That would be
then
I would knock out. I'd be like, peace.
But see, you would really hate it, because if you were a client that was here in person, I would have to do what we call a shock induction, and that just jars our clients a little bit. It's very unpleasant. I'll just put it to you like that. And you'd be saying, hey, what? Why'd you do that? Because you were sleeping. Don't go to sleep. You were sleeping.
That's funny.
Well, I had that experience with hypnosis once, so I'm
like... It's probably because I didn't know what they were doing.
Well, they had me under for 2 hours. I was under hypnosis for 2 hours, and I came out of it, and all I wanted to do was run like hell. I said, "Ooh, no, we're not coming back either."
Okay, it depends on. You probably had a lot of abreactions, and an abreaction, and they should have known this, but of course it just depends on where they learn this at, because anybody can learn how. The hypnosis part is not the hard part. Being a professional about it and knowing what to do and having ethics. That's hard for some people. Oh, don't even get me on this preaching thing behind my pulpit here, because I will tear people up. That's really, people are, some people are very unethical about what they do. And what would happen in that instance is that you're not going to accept any suggestion that anyone gives you without having a reaction. In other words, if you don't agree with it, you will have what we call an abreaction, which is a adverse reaction. You will jump. Some people, say things out loud or whatever, and we need to stop the session at that point, because we need to work on what you had an issue about. Okay,
Julia, it was really strange.
They were probably trying to bend you to their will, and that's not what hypnosis is about at all. It's not even about my will. It's about helping you get to the root of whatever it is and healing it. We have to.
I really did. Whatever it was, I felt instant fear, and I didn't want to go back. That's all I knew. I said, all I know.
You did the right thing, sweetie. You did. When you feel uncomfortable with somebody, you always have the right to say no. And they actually they go in and they put suggestions in that they want to see you do this, or they want to see you do that, or they want to do whatever. Oh, check them out. I mean, make sure that they are stable before you see this individual. I'm not kidding.
Right.
Before you see anybody, I mean, make sure that they're stable. Check them out. Talk to them. If you don't feel comfortable with them or their energy, don't work with them. They're working with you. They're working for you. It's just like, I don't work for my doctor. My doctor works for me. So I'm taking charge of my health care, and if they screw up, I'm not saying, hey, you screwed up. Fix it.
Well,
and that's the way it works.
Intuitive? Do you think I'm intuitive?
I do. Everybody's intuitive. But I think that you feel things more deeply than the normal person. Angel is like that too, very highly. She says very highly emotional, but that's not what it is really. We might call it emotionalism,
But what it really breaks down to is being empathic. And also, too, you have an uncanny way of just knowing when somebody is full of BS. I am not kidding. You're a very good judge of character. If they're full of BS, you're going to say, been there, done that. You got the T-shirt, and I have it signed. Plus, I own the whole factory. So I already know about you, and you're not in my realm of possibilities. Go away. That's your attitude towards people.
I'm learning on the BS part.
Yes.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
Can you hear me? That's true. That is very true about people.
That is
Dove? Yeah, okay. You can hear me then.
Yes. Hi, Dove.
Something
Yay.
Hi, Dove.
Hi, White Dove.
Girl in Canadian.
How you doing, Eileen?
Good. How are you?
Hey, honey, I'm glad you came on here with us.
Oh yeah, I was running back and forth doing things, getting things out from the refrigerator in the kitchen. But
is that where you were at?
Yeah. Well, I was listening, but I took the phone in with me.
Were you making us something to eat?
No, I've got to make cookies and cheesecake and all kinds of good stuff.
I want cheesecake. Oh God, I love cheesecake, and it's so evil. It's evil to my bottom. Oh my God.
I know.
I have to tell you guys about Thanksgiving. It's going to be very sad. I'm in Mississippi, and my family's in Texas, so I'm going to be by myself on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh my
goodness. But guess where I'll be? I'll be on Blog Talk.
I will too. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing.
We should do a show together. We really should. All of us, Thanksgiving rejects that have no family with us or whatever should, make a show up for,
I would love that.
Close to Ohio,
we should have some fun.
Yes.
We should have some fun.
You can come here for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because you're cooking all the food.
I am.
Now, I'm making a little bitty turkey. It looks like a Danish corn hen, but, it's a Cornish game hen. It's not as an actual turkey. It's just small. But, no, I'm making that and stuff.
Isn't your roommate going to be there?
And she's going to her daughter's house and stuff, and, so I'm staying home, and my mommy and my daddy, and listen to me now, I sound like a baby over here. My mommy and daddy and everybody. Well, my cousin just passed away. They buried him yesterday, and it was sudden, very, very sudden. And on ISI radio, I had a tribute to him. CR was there. Canadians was there. White Dove, you were there too, weren't you, hon?
I was.
Do you get to that from your site, Julie?
Do what?
You get to that radio site from your mystical vision? Is that how you get to it?
You know what? Let me see. Because I know our chat room is still up. Let me type something in here. I'm doing this. Okay. Hold on just a second, because I don't have a speakerphone on my cell phone, so I have to kind of. Boy, this is going to be great for the chiropractor. I had scoliosis in my back, too, so I feel like Gumby.
Gummy bear. I'm a gummy bear.
I was thinking about Gumby. You know how he has like that point to his head on the one side?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Madison Media asked me if I see. Okay, ask her. Does she see me doing a new show? Yes, I do. I do see them doing a new show.
No, he said job. He said.
I'm looking at it in front of me right here, and job was on up. Yeah, it was on up, and then he said, okay. Then what he did was said show, and then he came down and said job. No, 3 months for the job and show, but a new show, yes. He's changing something around in the job, in the job and in the show is what I was going to say. Job came out of my mouth first, so Freudian slip. There you go. Okay, I'm going to type my stuff in here. Well, wait a minute. I have to select this one.
I sent you a message in the chat, Julie.
Where?
That's Angel. Hi, Angel.
So this is the same question, or is this a show? I predict you're doing a show tomorrow. Wait, let me look at your neck.
I'm doing a healing circle with Solana and everybody tomorrow. Let me see.
Because I don't know if he missed your answer before. I'm trying to see if he missed it or if he can hear. us right now.
I don't know. This is weird. Hold on, just because aren't we? I know that we're still streaming as long as we're on the phone, but I don't know. Let me see. This is really weird.
Oh, he can hear me.
Have you ever looked at the computer screen sideways? This is so strange. Okay, I'm putting the phone down for just a second.
Okay,
I'm still here, but I can't hear you guys. Hold on just a second.
Okay, no problem.
It's been really great. I'm so glad I called in.
Oh, I'm glad you did too. It's nice to finally talk to you.
Yeah, you'll have to request. I'll request you to be a friend if you want me to, Angel.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you feeling better, Angel?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just get so emotional when I talk about my mom. You know.
Oh, that's okay.
No,
that's
okay.
totally understandable. That's okay. Oh, she put the radio link in there, Duff.
Okay, I'm getting it.
No.
No, I did go to the one show. Know what it is? I go to so many shows.
That's what I do.
I know.
But I think I really like her show.
She does have a good. But then she had said she wasn't going to do any more shows, so I wasn't looking.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, I went, oh, your user page does not exist.
Okay.
All right, one of those.
There's information for you guys. Holding my cell phone makes my hand. Do what?
Yeah. The second page says does not exist.
Doesn't exist.
The ISI radio.
Exist.
Okay, I know I have Angelic Realm Radio typed in the right.
Talkradio.com. Oh, get out of there. Double click. Use the copy.
I know, don't you hate that? And I know.
I hate that double click the copy text. It always gets in the way.
I know. You can't even click on the link because that thing comes up every time you go to click on a link.
Well,
yeah, I hate that. I don't know why it does
I know.
That. Anymore.
So bizarre.
One thing I wanted to ask you, Julie, about hypnosis. When you
go ahead.
When you see people like on TV and all, and they just sit, and all of a sudden, like they look like they're sleeping. Are they really sleeping? I know you said
no. It's called hypnotic sleep. No, you're not asleep. You're fully aware of everything around you. There's two different types of personalities. One is emotional and one is physical. And the emotional goes under a little bit slowly. Well, they go under quicker, but they come out faster because they don't like it. Just want to get it over with.
Oh, yeah.
The physicals go under a little bit slower because they like control, but they come out. Well, they go in faster and come out slower. I'm getting them reversed here. Anyway, there's two different kinds of personalities, but there's also sexual personalities too. And then there's a person that's in between the physicals, which is called somnambulant. People that are somnambulant go out like a light, but they're not really asleep. Okay, somnambulant people are the ones that the stage hypnotists are looking for. Those are the ones that will cluck like a chicken and do whatever. And actually what it is because they really want to be part of that show without taking personal responsibility. And so that's what that's about. If they come out of it and say, oh, my God, you made me bark like a dog or cluck like a chicken or whatever, well, what it really is them putting it off on the hypnotist, and the hypnotist knows this. They're trained to know that. But a somnambulant will do that. They really want to be, in the limelight, but they don't want to take personal responsibility, for having fun. So, interesting, isn't it?
Wow, that is very interesting.
Now, see, I had somebody try to hypnotize me once, and they couldn't do it.
You know what? It's because you don't trust the individual. And, anyone that you trust, if you trust someone that is certified in the field, and I do say certified, they're certified in the field, and if you trust them, if your energy resonates with them, then work with them. And if you don't trust them, keep looking. Because you could have, like I said, we talked about before, you had a bad experience. Well, having very bad experiences comes along with not listening to your gut feeling, which you get a lot.
Right.
And you ignore it, but you ignore it, though, and you shouldn't do that. You're like, oh, it's just me, being like this. No. You need to listen to your gut instincts. They weren't put
No reason. I mean, seriously. You need to listen to that. And if you don't feel good about something or someone or a situation, then get out of it. Just get out of it and leave it alone.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I do a lot. I kick myself later going, I knew, and I did it anyway. Why?
Yeah, and your angels will tell you stuff, too, about people, and you'll know when something comes across as not right. Your energy will tell you. Your angels will tell you. You'll get all kinds of indicators, and if you are tuned out, you're going to ignore it all. You know, being tuned in means that you are aware of yourself. You're aware of who you are, what you are, where you came from, and where you're going. So instead of tuning out, you have to tune back in. And that means taking personal responsibility. That means, you know, taking on these demons that you didn't want to face head on, which means, you know, bitterness and that sort of thing. It means working hard to be the person that you are, not the person that, you know, you allowed yourself to become.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Told you I was a butt kicker. I wasn't kidding.
That's very true.
People get nervous when I start talking like this, like, oh, my God. But, you know, it is. It's all about doing that work. And people talk about resonating at a higher level, you know, or vibrating at a higher level and stuff, but you have to do that work. You have to be willing to do that work. I spent 8 years in Iowa doing that work. Bitterness, I mean, I had truckloads of it.
Well,
do what?
I got one more for you.
Okay, what?
Where do you see my grandma? She died of 100 years old.
Wow.
Oh.
She was 100?
Yep, she was 100.
Wow.
Yeah, but she wasn't 100 for very long because it was very shortly after. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
It's like she just made it. I'm looking at a finish line. Just made it over that finish line.
That's true, yeah.
She had an old-fashioned name, didn't she? Don't tell me her name, though. But I'm looking at an old-fashioned name. Ouch. An old-fashioned name around her. A Canadian. Who is connected to you with the name Laura?
Laura?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Lori or Laura.
I know,
If anybody else is on this phone that has a Laura, you better tell me now. Listen to me.
Laura.
If anybody else has a Laura, you better tell me.
I don't know one named that.
Stepdaughter Laura, but she's alive.
It doesn't matter if they're alive or if they're gone because the energy coming through will give you names and they'll show you things or whatever, and that's how they're trying to connect. This is when they start the connection process.
Okay, I have a stepdaughter, Laura.
Okay. Boy, Canadians, I'm telling you. Okay, tell me, say your real name 3 times, Canadians.
My real name?
Yes, say your real name to me 3 times.
Stephen.
Okay, I'm looking at the name Annette. That came in very quickly after you said Stephen. The 3rd time. And it's like A-N-N, and then I want to say Annette. I don't know if they're talking about a fishing net or a net. No, they could be talking about a fishing net because there's fishing people in his family. Do you guys ice fish?
No.
Are you connected to people that do? Because I'm looking at people that ice fish that are connected to you. And this could have been some time back.
Yeah, maybe some time back. I forget now.
Okay, you can't forget things because then it's hard for me to get a connection because you can't confirm. And I won't go forward unless you can confirm it.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm not pulling in something here I don't want.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a hard job I have actually.
I know.
I feel like a switchboard operator. My God. Hello, are you there? Hello. And all you get is like symbols and signs and that sort of thing. It's like, okay, thank you. Click. And they call back, ring, ring. Yeah, I know. Look at telephone operator. I worked for an answering service for, a long time when I was like 18 and then on up, when my baby was little. And I hated that job. I really did hate that job. Oh, my gosh. But now I'm like a a spiritual one. It's the same, job basically. But there's a lot of people that want to plug in. But I'm looking at around you, and I have to say his name because that's what they're going to deal with. They're not going to deal with what he calls himself on Blog Talk. The color blue, is blue your favorite color? Because I'm looking at blue all around you, resonating with you.
Yes,
it's as if, okay, good. Well, I have a connection with you. I don't know. Let me see if I can get anybody else to come through. Now, I know he and I have a connection, but no, his color that I'm looking at is blue. It's a really pretty blue, too, and that means that you have also a need to not just heal yourself, but like I said before, to heal other people. And I'm looking at, hold on just a second. I still see that stupid thing that looks like an outhouse on the ice, and it's ice fishing, and I know what it is. Can you check with your family and find out about the ice fishing thing? Because it's really important, because somebody that was involved with that's past is trying to come through, and I can't let them because you can't confirm. So you could talk to your family and find out who it was that did that. It's Mel. It's Mel, and actually there was a female that did it too, but Mel energy that's trying to come through regarding that.
Okay.
So if you can find out who that is, because they really want to say something, but I can't do that unless you can confirm it, because I want to,
know.
Spirits sometimes, different spirits, they'll try and slip something in on you, and I can't allow that. So, I've got my boundaries and my rules. But no, it's somebody that did ice fishing, and no, they didn't die by falling into the water or anything like that. At least that's not what I see. But no, ice fishing is associated with you and your family and this individual that was a part of your family. It looks to be like an uncle on your mom's side or something. That's what I'm looking at. An uncle on your mom's side.
Well, I'll ask tomorrow and then call
okay. When you do, get a hold of me, because then I will have a better connection. When you do. Also, too, you are not in the world to make like millions of dollars, and you're not even interested in that. But I'm looking at people that actually are wanting to, people that are very materialistic turn you off. I'm looking at that. It bothers you. You keep it to yourself, but it really does bother you. It's like I'm reaching in and grabbing his heart there. He got that. He's like, oh, man.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's more, what you are is you're spiritual than materialistic. And things are all a wonder to you. Like, okay, when the meteorite, flashed in the sky, you're like, oh, man, wow, that's so awesome. Because it was awesome. But other people would say, okay, yeah, whatever. I saw it on the news here, and I freaked out. I said, oh, that's so cool. And it flashed green. I call it the green flash. It flashed green on my TV set. And I was like, that's cool. And when it said it landed in Canada, I thought about you, and I said, oh, man, I wonder if you saw that. And you were right there.
Yep.
So see?
I was right here. Huh?
Ooh, another thing I'm looking at with you, too, is a broken heart. And this is from a little ways back. And you know what? You're too good for your own good, because people take advantage of you in relationships, and then they just ditch you for somebody else. Go off.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. And you can't keep a hold of a relationship. And it's not, I want to tell you something, it's not because of you. It's because of the people you choose. And it's almost like, what do I want to say here? They come to you, or you notice them or whatever, but they come to you. You're too shy. You are very shy. But they come to you, and then they, get what they want, and off they go. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And even though you say, okay, it's no big deal, it still hurts, and you have those issues there. And there's some grief and loss issues for you as well, with that, with the relationship thing. So you need to mend your own relationship with yourself, and then be more aggressive. And I want to say aggressive not in a negative way, but in a positive way, more aggressive and more choosy about who you allow into that very sacred part of your life. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, good. I think this has been more about you than it has been about dead relatives coming through. They're not really dead, but you know what I mean. I'm being funny at this hour of the night. But no, I think it's been more about you, that you needed to hear these things. And also that...
Actually, to tell you the truth, I am shy, so...
You are what?
I'm shy.
Shy.
Very.
Oh, I know he's shy. I know he is. And he's such a sweet person. See, I'm talking about him like he's not here, but yes, he's here. I know he's here. But Steve, and you know what? I have to tell you this, and this is from your angels, and I know it's hard for you to believe in it, but you do believe in angels. Thank you. I just got that confirmation. You do believe in angels. Okay, but what I have to tell you is this. Okay, you have a message from, well, there's three of them standing here. You have a message from your angels, and what it is that you are who you are. You're special. Do you understand what they're saying? You are very special. And the hardships regarding your relationships and things like that are going to come to an end. They don't want you to get a harder edge or anything like that. They just want you to be more discerning about what you're doing and, who comes into that sacred area. That's what they're showing me. But not only that, there are... they're showing me that you would give a person the shirt off your back even in the middle of winter if you really thought they needed it more than you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But don't let somebody, like a sheep in wolf's clothing come and take your shirt. Do you understand what they're saying to you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You have a hard time saying no. You have a hard time standing up for yourself, and you're not very assertive. They want you to become more assertive in a positive way, which means, there is a positive way to say no and a negative way to say no. And a positive way to say no is, you know what, that's not good for me right now, and I'm not in a place to where I feel that I need to do that right now, so my answer is going to have to be no for right now.
Oh, okay.
Do you see how that sounded? That sounded very positive. Or you could go the other route, which I suggest you don't, which would be, oh, hell no. Now, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. But no, they want you to be aggressive, assertive, but they want you to do it in a positive way because you're a very positive person, and you don't like, your big problem here too is that you don't like to hurt anybody's feelings or step on toes or whatever, and you're really terrified of one thing, and they're showing it to me, and I have to say it, and please don't kill me, but I know you really won't, but this is not being said to hurt your feelings. They want you to understand that they realize this. You are terrified of people not liking you. You have to have people around you. You love people. And if you thought for 5 seconds that somebody didn't like you, it would tear you to pieces. And that's what they're showing me, that you really have that fear. You like to keep the people, that you're close to, very close to you. And when new people come over, you're like, well, it's nice to meet you and everything like that. But then you grow close to people very quickly. And you need to be careful about that. Yeah, be careful about that. But you need to also learn to say no in a positive way. And, everything you do pretty much is positive. But, just being a little bit more assertive and saying, not right now, that's not good for me. You have to understand and realize what is not good for you. You know what's not, but you don't know how to vocalize that. And that tells me that there's a problem with your throat chakra. We might want to work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can say no. So the next show, I'm going to hit that bowl a little bit harder for the throat chakra, the tone, the G tone. I'm serious. I
like those tones.
Send you the G tone. I know, they're great, aren't they? Oh, Rosamund don't even know about those tones.
And I want to say, Rock, I know you talk a lot about being single, but I know there's someone on Blog Talk that has a crush on you.
On who?
On Rock. I promise I wouldn't tell, but there's someone on here that likes him a lot. So.
Well,
who's Steve?
He talks about being single a lot. So.
My goodness.
Woohoo.
Yeah, but see, he's scared to jump head first in the water because he's had some bad experiences.
I know,
and he has
quiet, like, no.
He's not saying anything. Well, he is, but you know what? It's not verbal. I mean, not like with his lips. It's like in his head, and I'm like, I don't know about this.
His face right now? I just totally pictured his face. It's funny. Just that look, like, what?
That's the look I'm getting. Where? What? How?
You know what he does? I've never seen him face to face, but I know he does this. I'm being shown that he does this. When something confuses him or he gets shocked by something or whatever, he gets quiet. Well, he's quiet anyways, but he gets really, really quiet and doesn't say anything. He looks off to his right and then back to his left and off to his right again. He really does. And then he'll kind of like put his fingers up on his chin and rub his chin a little bit, like, You know, things that make you go,
That's what I do.
And he is a big fan of Beavis and Butthead, too, by the way. I don't know why they told me that, but whatever. I mean, he really is. He's a big
I used to be, yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't believe they told me that. I just need that information, guys. Thank you. You know?
I like that show.
Stephen, you and I are, like, linked for life. Thanks. You know, this is going to leave an impression on my brain, like, it's seared my brain now, my eyes. Oh, my God. My eyes.
I know, for friends. My eyes.
You know what the other show is? They're showing
now
me.
I have to find a clip for our show of Beavis and Butthead.
Do you?
I don't know. Do I?
I can't stand Beavis and Butthead, but, you know, if you like them, okay. And also Ted and whatever's Big Adventure, that movie, they're showing me that movie.
Which one?
They're showing me that. Do you like that movie? A Dude, Where's My Car? They're showing me that one. And then they're also showing me, South Park.
Oh.
It just popped out of my mouth. South Park.
I got a funny story with South Park, and I have to tell you this. When my son was 9, he was over at a friend's house, right? And he was telling me about South Park, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, so I bought him a shirt with South Park on it, bought him a hat and everything, and we're like, I said, okay, let's sit down with your dad and we'll have a family night and we'll watch South Park. Now, mind you, I didn't know what South Park was, okay?
Oh,
we're
my
all
God.
sitting around and I'm waiting for it to come on. And I'd never seen it before, okay? I'm sitting this, and then the one kid gets killed. And I said, what the hell was that?
Oh, they killed Kenny.
Kenny, yeah, Kenny. My son goes, well, they do that
I
on
quoted
every show.
I quoted it verbatim.
What? And it was about the show about the lesbian eating the carpet.
Oh, no. I didn't see that one, but my son called me. My youngest son is into all that, and I was like, dude, does Mom need to hear this? And, you know, my youngest son is 27, and my oldest son is 28. And believe me, I was a very young mom. I had these two babies a year and 8 days apart, and I was 17 when I had my first one and 18 when I had my second one. And now I'm 46, and these kids are, I mean, my God, almost 30, and I'm just 46. That's crazy, but that's the way it works. But
you know what I wanted to do with it? Do you know what I wanted to do with his shirt and his hat after we sat and watched South Park?
I don't have any. I'd probably burn them.
I said, you are not going out. You're not going out in public wearing that crap. Do you hear me?
Oh, my.
But that's,
One thing.
That was
I don't even watch South Park.
It was bad.
Do what, Stephen? Do what?
I don't even watch South Park.
It's bad.
Well, South Park came in, so it was probably for her, but I was looking at South Park.
Oh, okay.
They make fun of Canadians a lot in South Park, but they are Canadians that created it.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I have Canadian family, too. They live in Ontario. Yeah, I have a Canadian connection.
I've been there.
Ontario? You know what? I've seen it, and I don't care to get there. I'm serious. My family, this is such a weird thing, but I have the documents on this. My second cousin, Sarah, does all the family tree stuff and all that kind of stuff on my dad's side, and I do it on my mom's side. My mom's side is really hard, too. But she does everything on my dad's side. And believe it or not, my family created the elevator. And what happened was when the last person in my family that had any control over the company died, he didn't have an heir. And there was deals, they merged with the, what is the name of it? It's the elevator company now. Anyways, they merged with them, and so they took complete rights over. And my family didn't get any credit. Well, in history, my family does have credit. I have the documents for that Sarah sent me, and I was just like, are you kidding me? And guess what else? This is really weird, y'all. You know, the first original reference model for Tinkerbell, I'm kin to her, and she's still alive. She has a website called TinkerbellTalks.com. Yep.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, I'm not joking.
Wow.
This is so embarrassing. It is. It's very embarrassing. Her name is Margaret Wilcox, and yes, I am related to her, and it's so weird. And she comes from the same bloodline that's in Ontario, actually. And actually, last name was Finsom in Ontario, Canada. And they came from England. They didn't like the fact that America did not bow to the Queen, so to speak. They were a little bit upset about that, so they said, no, we're going to Canada. We're going over there. So they went over there, built the elevator and all of that, and then there you go. They didn't want to stay in America. Some of them eventually did trail off over here, but they really settled in Canada first on my dad's side. So I was like, okay, my dad's a northerner. Complete northerner. My mom is a complete southerner. And it's really weird because looking at my mom's family tree, she's got Confederate soldiers in her family. And on our family tree, my dad has Union soldiers on his side of the tree.
So funny.
It's weird. And talk about the North and the South. And then I have a really scary grandfather. He is my great-grandfather. He was my mom's grandfather, and he haunted her. He haunted the house because it was his house, but he haunted the house. And I asked my mom, because she would see him, and he would be like a full apparition right in front of her. And I said, well, did he ever say anything? She goes, no, I didn't give him a chance. So I come from a long line of people that can see and hear and all that kind of thing. My mom was always terrified of it, though. But the house is in Frankston, Texas, and I'm going to move back to Texas, so I'm waiting. Anyways, whenever the time arises that Spirit lets me go home, I'm stuck in Mississippi until then. But no, I'm going to go to Frankston and go to his house, and there's some issues there that I want to clear up. But I think that he's still there, and I need to do some spirit release work there. Because his picture scared the crap out of me, though. If y'all saw it, y'all would be afraid, too. I'm serious. Yeah. He's about 6'2", 6'3", but he's Cherokee Indian and English. He's half and half. And big, scary-looking person, and they say he was very, very mean. And it's like, okay, and if he's earthbound, he might still be mean. I don't know. So, but they're saying that there's still crazy stuff that goes on at that house and all that kind of thing. So, and it's in East Texas, so I have to pass by there, like on my way to Dallas-Fort Worth, because I'm in Mississippi. So every time I go through there, though, I'll hit Tyler. And when I hit Tyler, then I know that my grandmother is buried at Walton Cemetery over there, and all my family is like, well, not all of my family, but a lot of my family is buried in that particular area. So I say hi, everybody, and wave, when I'm going through. But I don't know if I really want to go there and stop. I'm serious. I really don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, this is the paranormal side of me. Boy.
And my son's
paranormal.
My son's dad, he was really good about picking haunted houses. Every place he picked, it was haunted.
God.
I swear, yeah. Finally, I went and found a place, and I said, guess what, we're moving.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I know whenever I move into some place, if I like it, if I don't like it, and I really didn't have a choice. Here in Mississippi, it was like, I didn't get to, choose, where I was going. And that was a little aggravating, but that's okay. There was a reason why I came here. But our apartment that we share is on top of Choctaw burial land. And we didn't find that out until about 3 weeks ago. And, I've been here since February. And I'm just like, oh, my gosh, that's what's going on in here. And so that's and what's really strange is that I didn't know that whenever I came here. And when the apartment was taken, I didn't know that. But you know what? I have a very strong Native American connection, and my whole living room is done with my dream catchers and pictures. I have a galango root that's actually on a leather tie, and it's up on the wall. I have what is it? It's an amber tear. It's a big one, and it's on a leather tie that's on my wall. You guys would just have to see it. I have a drum. I have all kinds of stuff. And one thing that happened that really bothered me is that I kept being watched. Right over my shoulder almost, I kept being watched. And it was from the kitchen door. There's two ways into the kitchen. One goes into the living room and one comes into the dining room where I'm at right now. And I kept being watched over my shoulder from the dining room door that comes, to the dining room. And it kept bothering me. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to record and see if somebody's in here. I knew somebody was, but, you never want to hear the EVP. So I put the Yeah, I know. I put the headset over there, which has a really great microphone on it. It picks up anybody, like even in the back of the house, it'll pick them up. And so I said, okay, I'm here. I'm by myself. There's no noise. It's fine. I'm going to do this. And so I said, something out loud. I don't provoke or anything because I don't believe in that. But I said, okay, if you're here, then, do something, say something. See, I shouldn't have said do something because I did do something. What happened was I didn't hear it when it happened. But when I played it back, and this happened twice, not once. Once would have been, I don't believe in coincidences, but I would have tried to count it off as one. But twice, no, there's no way. What it did was it took and put its finger across, that little piece that's on the microphone that's made out of that styrofoam, that's not styrofoam, but rubber or whatever it is. It's
right,
that, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It rubbed its finger across it, and I had those EVPs, and it did it twice.
Oh, yeah.
I got one EVP, the first time, and I said, okay, I don't believe that, is what I said, is I don't believe that. I said, I'm going to try this again. Put it in a different place. I said, okay, fine. I said, if you don't want to talk, then, do something else. And see, I shouldn't have said do something else because it did it again. There is no way. There was no noise, nothing. There was no way that sound, and it came across, it's just like, rubbing it. And I was just like, okay, this is so not funny. I said, you know what? It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not even playing with you anymore. So got up the stage and stuff. I didn't even know that we were on Choctaw burial land, and got up the stage and stuff like that. And I was like, I am tired of feeling like I'm being watched. I don't like it. It was not an evil energy, but it was a very uncomfortable male presence, and I didn't like it. And I was not happy. And one night, sitting here in the chair that I'm sitting in now, my hair before, I did the EVP thing, my hair got pulled. And the same night when I went to bed, my toe got pulled. I didn't like it. And I have boundaries and stuff up. Plus, when protected, I said, okay, enough. And then I called the angels and I said, please, get it out of here. Okay. And they did. But that, to me, when they're pulling your hair, pulling your toe, that's not funny. And
oh yeah, it was this house we were in. I mean, we would close the doors, they'd be all open. You'd walk up it was 2-story. You'd walk up the stairs, and I swear you felt like someone was just like ready to knock you down the stairs.
Oh, I know. I hate that feeling.
After we moved out of the house, we found out someone had died in there.
Oh, great.
We've shot in that house. So, but
there's been 2 suicides here, but not in my building. Thank goodness. It doesn't matter where it was at. They know I'm here.
Yeah, it was really the most. I said, okay. It was really bad. It was really. I wouldn't sleep upstairs. I said, no, I'm not sleeping. And come to find out, he was shot upstairs.
Oh, that's yeah. That
and that's where
that
all
residual
of it was.
Energy alone would make you feel bad,
Yeah, it was really quite. Yeah,
when someone murdered, was he murdered? Was he murdered?
Yes.
Okay. When someone is killed violently like that, not only do they stay behind, but the residual energy stays behind too. So you have 2 different kinds of what I call hauntings. One is an intelligent haunting, and the other one is not. The other one's residual, which means it's left over not just from the person that was killed, but the person that did it. And I feel like there was more than one person involved in this. Yep. So, yes, it does stay over.
What was so strange is that, you know how it is when you cut cheese? You know how it is, when you hold on to the cheese and you cut into the cheese?
Yeah.
Did you know that I took the knife and slammed it down and cut my finger twice?
That's not funny.
2 times. Oh, I know. It was scary. It was like, and I did it on the same finger too. It was like, okay, we got.
I would have got somebody else to do that.
Well, see, I had to have stitches twice.
Mm-mm.
But it was really strange because I was holding on to the cheese, and I knew that you don't slam the knife down into it, that you cut into it, but I did it anyway. And I have on my finger, you can see where I've had the stitches in my finger. But it was really quite.
Your phone, you hear that? Click, 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 click.
I know.
I was starting to wonder if that was an EVP going on. Now as soon as I said that, it did it again. That was weird.
Know. But it was really strange because I did it
Say
twice.
if it's intelligent, then click the phone again. Everybody's listening.
Didn't do it.
You have to say it, not me. You have to.
Oh, it has. Oh, tell it to start again if you're intelligent.
Yeah, if it's an intelligent, if it's an intelligent, then to do it again.
If it's intelligent, do it again.
Click the phone.
Click the phone. That won't do it.
What's that?
Did that?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Sounded like somebody was coughing.
No.
Did you hear that?
That was weird. I don't know what that was.
Don't freak me out because it's nighttime.
Who was that? Who was that that just
I
coughed?
want to
Because I
talk
heard
about
that.
UFOs now.
No. Oh, you know what? I'm going to mute you.
No. Rose, I'm kidding you.
Okay.
Wait. So can that happen if you're in a haunted house like that, where I actually cut my fingers the same place like that, doing it the same way?
You're so naughty, CR.
Is there some? Can they come through this way?
Yeah. Oh, believe me, if they have a platform to use to communicate, they will. Yep. It's like a phone. They love electronics, because electronics are easy. They're energy. We're pure energy, so electronics are easier to use. What was that noise? Did you hear a pop?
A lot of times my TV will go off and on and see how it goes.
You hear that?
And they play with candles. Yep, I hear it. Play with candles, too.
So do you think that's common to happen in a house that was apparently haunted, where I cut my finger twice like that?
Who is it trying to come through for? Is it trying to talk to one of us or what?
Too bad we don't have a recorder on, because you know what? Whatever it is, if it is something, we might be able to capture it. Okay, that was interesting.
That's her phone.
That's just weird.
Do you have a channel changer on your phone, cordless, to where you can see if it's just a bad channel?
No, it's not. But it didn't start until I started talking about that haunted house.
Okay, you know
don't
what?
Get me.
Let's just stop the madness. Let's just stop.
Oh my God! You guys are still typing in chat, and I'm just talking on the phone. Oh my goodness! I'm looking at the chat room. And wasn't it there? And now whatever it was that I saw is like wherever else, and now.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that?
Well, the phone might hang.
I hear it. Believe me, I hear it. You know what? It's going to be on the archives, and I bet you we catch it on the archives.
Don't freak me out.
Well, if it is anything, it's probably nothing. But are you walking around when that happens? Are you moving around?
Me? No. Who, me? No. I'm standing in one spot.
Okay, sit completely still, and let's see if it still happens. Don't move your hand. It almost sounds like somebody taking their fingers and rubbing their fingers over the phone. That's weird.
That's not me. I stood still.
I'm not.
Damn.
It sounds like they're picking whoever it is.
Okay.
I shouldn't have started talking about that one house. I shouldn't have started talking about that one house. See? Ooh.
I know.
Bad juju there, huh? Bad juju there?
That's my nickname. Oh, my God. I cannot believe you just said that. Juju is my nickname.
Is it really?
Did you guys just hear that?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that?
What?
That was so weird. I heard somebody go on the phone.
You know what?
My ears are.
Not have followed me.
BTR might be shut because they might hang up. So it might be messing up.
Well,
okay, let's blame it on Blog Talk.
Okay.
I'm good with that. Yeah, we can do that. I'm good with that.
We gotta blame something.
Is that really your nickname? Is Juju?
Yes. My brother still calls me that, and my dad does. Jewel is my nickname also, but then when they're trying to be funny or whatever they do, they call me Juju. They've done that all my life. But Jewel is also a nickname. They're both nicknames.
Well, sometimes when
nobody ever calls me by my name, Julie. They call me Jewel or Juju.
Well, what's funny is when we're having, when bad things start happening, I'll just say, someone sent me some bad juju. Someone sent me some bad juju.
I know. When people found out what my nickname was, they're like, ooh, that's bad.
No, only if juju's not bad. It's just when people send you bad juju.
So that's very true. That's very true. And being 30 minutes away from the Louisiana state line, I can completely, I completely respect that. I'm serious. I love Louisiana. I really do. I used to be in a Zydeco band years and years ago. I love Zydeco. Yep. I love jambalaya, and I love, ever since I got food poisoning from crawfish, I won't eat them now.
I don't eat seafood. Yeah.
I love seafood.
Seafood, no, can't. I get deathly ill from it. I can't eat it.
I like seafood. I don't. There's other things that I don't like, but I like seafood. I do. I like seafood.
I can eat it.
Me too. Love seafood.
Did you guys see that shrimp that they were? You have what?
I got a pizza in the fridge.
A pizza in the fridge? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't have pizza. No, I'm like the health freak over here. I drink soy milk and stuff like that. And I eat my Cheerios too. I'm not kidding. I really do. And my mom said, soy milk, ew. And I said, Mom, really, it's not that bad. I cheat. I get the vanilla kind. I don't like the plain kind.
I can't drink milk. I can't drink milk, period.
Well, I don't drink milk at all. Not cow's milk. I can't do that. But soy milk is made from soy, so it doesn't bother me. But if you give me real milk, yes, I have an issue with that. I don't like milk.
Why? Yeah, I don't either.
That's why I have calcium chews.
Just the taste of it, or?
Oh, calcium chews aren't bad. No, the kind I have aren't. They're caramel, and they have calcium in them. So they're not. I like caramel, so no, it's not bad at all. Now, if you were talking about tablets or something like that, forget it. You would have to beat me. I would not eat it. I wouldn't put it in my mouth. It's like punishment or something. My grandma used to give us castor oil, and oh my God.
We were talking about that the other night. Castor oil, and then that.
I hate that.
Something else.
Well, my youngest son was late. I carried him for 10 solid months.
Oh, yeah.
And they told me, don't mess with castor oil. Don't take that. It could do damage to the baby. You know what I did? A half a teaspoon of castor oil. I was like, I have got to go into labor. And you know what happened? Water broke, and I went into labor, and I had him 6.5 hours later after I did that.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
He was in there too long as it was. I'm serious. I told him, I said, I don't know what your issue was, I told my son this. I said, I don't know what your issue was coming back into this world. I said, but, you really made me miserable.
I was 43.5 weeks with my second child.
Now, see, I had my first son whenever I was only like 8.5, I think I was 8 months pregnant, 8.5 months pregnant when I had my first son. I had him 2 or 3 weeks early.
Hey,
wow.
And Rock, I don't mean to interrupt, but Julie, would you mind if my dad just got up, would you mind if I put my dad on and, if you maybe see something or feel something for him? Would you mind doing that?
Well,
if you're too tired, I know it's okay.
I am tired.
Okay. All right. I just thought
and I don't want to get his hopes up whenever I'm not at my best. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up and you have them hope and wish, for that I may not be able to, to connect properly.
Yeah, because they're going to hang us up in a few minutes, and then the show.
I'm surprised they didn't throw us out of here by now already.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. But the show will be restarting, so.
Yeah.
I don't know
that's
who's going
right.
to bed or who's staying up, but you guys could always, anybody in the chat room can call in if they still want to chat about.
Well, I'd still like to chat with you, Julie, if not now, like maybe tomorrow or when you have time. So is it okay if I give you my number?
Yeah, you can do that. Hold on just a second. I got a pen at my desk. You should see my desk. I have stones and angels and candles. And
oh, cute.
It's interesting. I like my desk.
I got rocks in my window.
Don't say your phone number on the air.
Okay.
Remember, that's still in the archives.
Okay, give me the name and the number so I know who I'm talking to.
No, not on
my name on Blog Talk or my real name?
Okay, give me both because we have several people on the phone.
Yeah,
Who's who?
Wait. Don't give your number out on air.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you want to give her send her a message with your phone number.
Send her a message.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. Send me a message at Let me see. I'm on my name, Jewel of the South. I have the radio, or Inner Sanctum Immortalis. That's my paranormal side. Send me a little. That was weird. A big ball of cold energy just touched my left leg. That's really strange.
It's going to.
That was creepy. No, I'm looking at my sage stick from here. I'm about to get it. No, just shoot me an email there with your number. That's what everybody else does. That way it's not given on air and you don't have a million crazy people calling.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I have a friend
that little thing and just do Jewel of the South or whatever and give it that way too.
That's true.
Privater.
I just want to let you know, Jewel, thank you for calling in today.
Oh, yeah.
It was so nice meeting you. This was so fun.
It was fun. I'm glad that I came in there because I really wasn't. I had closed everything down like I said, and it's like, okay, I don't want to go back on Blog Talk. It's like, why do I have to go back on Blog Talk? I don't want to. Yeah, I was going to sit down comfortable.
I'm just so glad.
Yeah, and I came back in, and then, I saw that, and the thing, kind of caught me, but the picture caught me, and I was like, I need to go in there. So, and I came, and then that's why I found everybody. It's like, oh, hey, everybody, I was in the right place, and then I was doing the right thing. Oh. But, well, this has been an interesting show, huh?
Yes, it has been. Thank you.
Well, and the anniversary when Ron got sick was December 2nd.
Oh, my goodness.
Week. Oh, yeah. That was the day he got sick, was December 2nd.
Wow.
Next week, yeah. So, yeah.
The information that comes across to me is incredible. I get astounded myself. And it's like, but I get it so fast that I don't think about it until after the fact. And then, it goes, after I'm done talking to the people that I was talking to or whatever, then it goes. And eventually, then I just forget it. So they have to remind me.
And the thing he said he was sorry for
is
the thing that kind of drove the wedge between us, that kind of broke us up.
Oh, I see.
And that's why he's sorry about it, because that's one thing that kind of drove a wedge between him and I.